not see the multi guest button and you actually want to join the panel, all you got to do is tap on one of those boxes. Just tap on one of the boxes and it will get you in here, guys. It will absolutely get you in here for Late Nights with Santana, guys. I am excited. I am here for each and every person. If you are someone that's excited about what Donald Trump is calling Liberation Day, get in the box. If you're someone that supports the efforts of Donald J. The J is for Jimothy Trump, get in the box. If you're someone that's not excited, you're worried, and you don't think this Liberation Day thing is going to go well, request up. I want to hear from you as well. All are welcome on Late Nights with Santana. We're going to go ahead and start getting a couple of people in. And as we get people in, please, please, please mute yourself. Please, please, please mute yourself as you join the panel. And we'll go ahead and get started here in just a moment. Again, if you are someone that's excited, if you're excited about Liberation Day, that's what Donald Trump is calling it, Liberation Day, get in the box. If you think that what Donald Trump is doing for our country is a good thing, get in the box. Hello, hello. If you're someone that's worried, you don't think that, mass tariffs are a good thing, get in the box. I want to hear from you as well. All are welcome. Also, what's going on over on YouTube, guys? As we get in on YouTube, as we get in on Twitch, go ahead and please, please, please like the stream. Like the stream. We're going to go ahead and get started here in just a moment. Again, if you are someone that wants to actually join the panel, please, please, please go ahead and request up. Again, it does not matter if you are someone who is excited about this Liberation Day. You can get in the box. If you are not excited about Liberation Day, you can get in the box. Ernest, you are a troll and you're not getting on my panel. Go away. Shoo. I'm not letting you up. You're not a Trump supporter. You're a weirdo. And I'm not going to play those games. I'm not a child. Next. Anywho, guys, keep tapping the screen. Again, let's go ahead and get the lights up. We only have 2 shares. We only have 2 shares, guys. Let's share the live out. Share the live out. Do all the wonderful things. Keep tapping the screen. Also, we have the daily gift goal, which is the chili peppers. If we can knock that out a couple of times, it will help push us out to the FYP. So if you are actually interested in joining the panel, go ahead and request up. Also, please, I see someone else in the request. No offense, no offense. Please be a U.S. citizen. Please be a U.S. citizen. I mean, I know that what's happening with Donald Trump and the Liberation Day affects everyone, but I definitely want to actually speak to people that live within the U.S. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. And again, guys, if we can knock out these 1 cent goal, it will help push us out to the FYP. We're going to go ahead and get started here. Ari, how are you?
Hey friend, sorry.
Hello.
The way you have to unmute now on the app is annoying.
It's all interesting, and even more so like on this side now they've changed things. Like this is insane. I don't even know what this is. They've changed like things in studio as well. So like even setting up a goal is now like weird. So it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Ari, yeah, let me turn that off. There we go. Ari, are you excited about Liberation Day, or do you think we're heading towards D-Day?
Not excited for Liberation Day, we're headed to destruction, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely, perfect. Give me 1 second. John, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Wonderful. John, are you someone that's excited about Liberation Day, or are you someone that's worried about what is potentially D-Day?
No, I'm definitely worried. Everything Trump is doing and what he's going to continue to do is just serve his own interests and line his own pockets. If he actually cared about getting rid of cutting into the budget, he would go after what they give Elon, but that's not going to happen. It's just going to get worse.
Yeah, no, listen, you have something there, friend. I promise you it's super interesting where we are with all of this. Perfect, perfect. Give me just one moment here. Guys, and again, if you could please keep tapping the screen. I'm gonna figure out how to reset this daily gift goal. Again, it's weird. It's weird. Why did they do this? Why are they changing? Like, I don't understand what's happening. So something that a lot of people may not know about me is that I am a creature of habit. And when you change things, I don't do so well with it. All right, I'm not great with not great with the change. And for some reason, like I'm used to just like setting up my little gift goals and we can knock those out. I don't know. Whatever here. All right, so we're gonna do 21. I have no idea why it's doing this. Like this is no, we're not gonna do that.
I
This
feel
is
your
insane.
pain. I'm like the same way with change.
I have no idea what they're doing. This is insane. Like, I know, TikTok is going through a lot. Listen, TikTok is going through a lot. Sometimes you got to just get like some therapy or something instead of, dyeing your hair or whatever the case may be. But like TikTok, get it together because this is unacceptable. This is absolutely, absolutely unacceptable. I see Gerald06, you're in the request. Gerald, you're a troll as well. You're not getting in. You're not getting in. Listen, let me tell you something. This is what's interesting. So there's a group of trolls who have been making troll accounts and they want to actually go around and hop into certain content creators' lives to, mess with them. And for some reason, they think that they can come to my panel, to my live, and test their troll accounts out on my live before they go to their favorite creators' account to try to troll them. You know what's interesting about all of that? I don't play those games. So again, go away, kids. Grown folks are talking. Kiki, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, Santana. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. Kiki, are you excited about Liberation Day, as Trump is calling it, or do you think it's going to be Doomsday?
No, it's definitely going to be Doomsday, and this is Trump's version of let them eat cake.
Let them eat cake. You're absolutely, absolutely right. Listen, I agree with you. I do. I actually genuinely agree with you. So let's do this. Again, if you're someone that's interested in joining the panel, if you're someone that's excited about what Donald Trump is doing, with the country, excited about what he is calling Liberation Day. Again, Gerald, you're not getting on the panel. You can stop requesting. You can stop requesting. Gerald06 dot, yeah, exactly. Go away, weirdo. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. If you're someone that's a genuine Trump supporter and you actually want to join the conversation, go ahead and request up. This is Late Nights with Santana, and we give everyone except trolls a voice, and we will actually allow people to have these conversations. Let's go ahead and get started. Just a quick reminder for the people on the panel, please use TikTok friendly language. What does that mean? TikTok friendly language means using words like unalive, pew pew, mustache man, C19. Also, guys, as a reminder, while on the panel and in your personal life, this is a safe and friendly community. What does that mean? That means that we don't deal with any of the isms, racism, sexism, classism. We also don't deal with any of the phobias, homophobia, transphobia, none of that. We don't play that on the panel nor in the chat. And speaking of the chat, guys, please be mindful. In the chat, caps are for mods. If you use caps, it will draw my attention away from the panel to the chat, and we need to actually be able to have these amazing conversations. Again, if you are someone that yep, we don't do ableism as well. You're absolutely right, friend. But if you are someone that is excited about the direction that the country is heading, if you're excited about what Donald Trump is calling Liberation Day, go ahead and request up. We will give you a spot. Last but not least, guys, keep tapping the screen. We do have a nightly donation goal of $250. And starting that off right is Christopher. Definitely in the chat for Christopher. Christopher sent a $10 donation saying, can't hang out very long because I have a super long day tomorrow. Listen, I understand. I get it. I get it. But I want to say you're amazing. I love you, and you're gonna listen. That battle on Thursday is gonna be something. W's in the chat for Christopher. Thank you so much for that $10 donation, guys. That means that we're only $240 away from closing our nightly donation goal. So Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Best way to support the live. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. Reppin', how are you this evening, my friend?
What's up, Santana? Last time we was on the live, your shit got cut out.
Language friend. I told you about that. My mom watches this. Yeah, last time was wild though. It was a crazy night, Reppin'. It was a crazy night. It was a crazy night. Reppin', are you excited for what Donald Trump is calling Liberation Day, or do you think this is actually going to be D-Day?
So, very excited. I was just on the live with Parker and Adam, and they cut the live too. But yeah, so basically, at my job, it's good news because it brought back. I mean, we only had one customer, Stance. Now we got Nike, Lululemon, New Balance all coming through, and so yeah, I'm excited to see more.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I hear you. I think that there is definitely something to be said about possibilities. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and get started here, guys. I don't know what this thing is with these gift goals. This is ridiculous. Hopefully it'll let me like fix it, but apparently it's making me like jump through hoops where I have to set like 3 goals. So it's going to be 3 like back-to-back goals. I don't know. It's weird. It's the gift goals. I don't know what's happening with the TikToks, honestly. And it won't even let me confirm it. It won't even let me confirm it. This is insane. If you are someone that's excited about the possible quote unquote Liberation Day, go ahead and request up. Gina, how are you this evening?
I'm good. How are you, Santana?
Wonderful. Gina, are you excited about what Trump is calling Liberation Day, or do you think we are heading towards D-Day?
No, I'm not sure what we're going to be liberated from. We should be liberated from him.
Yeah. No, listen, it's a thing. It's a thing. It's a whole thing. Perfect. Thank you so much, Gina. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to leave these last 3 spots open for anyone that is actually excited about the direction that the country is heading, and you're excited about Liberation Day. So before we get into it, I want to start with Ari. Ari, I want to come to you first, because we do understand that Donald Trump is promising us Liberation Day tomorrow, right? And there's already been a massive response from what Liberation Day will or will not be. And I want to talk about one of the things that I have listed on the background, where it says that Asian exporters band together. So I don't know if you've actually seen this, and Ari, I'm saying this kind of tongue in cheek because I know you, I know how amazing you are, so I'm sure you've seen this. But China, Japan, and South Korea are all saying they're going to band together to actually push back on the tariffs that Donald Trump is going to implement and actually have a unified response as far as retaliatory tariffs. What do you think about that?
Honestly, it's hilarious to me. When I first read it last night, it was just somebody that was within the Chinese government had posted it on X, but they're not very high up or anything. They just were in the know. And now it's confirmed, and they even spoke about it today on the Senate floor. But those 3 countries, China, South Korea, and Japan, notoriously do not get along.
Exactly. That's the interesting thing.
Yeah. So the fact that they're all saying, hey, none of us like these tariffs. What are we going to do in response to the United States and Donald Trump, especially when 2 of those countries are supposed to be our allies, being South Korea and Japan. I think, honestly, at this point, it's kind of what the Trump administration deserves.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you for that, Ari. Kiki, I want to come to you because Ari thinks that like it's something that the Trump administration deserves, and even more so, it speaks to the fact that it speaks to the fact that the world is pushing back on what's happening. Not just our allies, not just people that actually don't like us, but the world is coming together to say this is not a good thing. What do you think about that?
I think it's that this is unprecedented when you have um, countries who have been enemies for almost 100 years now that are becoming an alliance against the United States, and two of those countries are supposedly our own allies. This we're he's definitely getting the isolationism and the America slash first that he's looking for.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're looking at the global economy, we're not the end all be all. We're vulnerable when we are not working within the global markets.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I absolutely agree with that. Let me say this. Tory West 70 that's in the request. You're not getting in either. I don't know what's going on with these kids, but like I'm not letting these kids in. I'm genuinely not. I have no interest in letting the kids in who have these actual fake accounts. Like I don't know what's going on. Isn't it past your bedtime? Is it spring break? Like what is happening, Kiki?
There might be spring break going on. I mean, it is that time of year, but
It, I don't know.
nobody likes a troll or a bot.
Especially not me, but also like you know what's funny? Look, Kiki, you ever heard of dry snitching?
No,
Is
honestly.
any Does anybody in the chat know what dry snitching is? Chris, do you know what dry snitching is?
Can't say I do.
That's a black thing. Don't worry about it, Chris.
Wait, pause.
Is it
uh,
where you inadvertently like snitch on yourself?
not necessarily inadvertent, yeah, but you just go ahead and just tell on yourself. It's weird. They're dry snitching, and I just would never do it. So anyway, all right, perfect. So I want to bounce back over to Reppin. I want to come to you for a second. I would love to hear your thoughts on because I know you said that the actual tariffs is going to be a good thing. It's going to be something that is positively benefits your job, and which I can understand the thought. But hearing the information first and foremost, did you know about that these three Asian countries have created a unified front to push back on us with our tariffs? And what are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are basically, I don't see the problem with it, and I want to ask you the same thing. I mean, do you have an issue with reciprocal tariffs? I mean, like if they're charging us something, and do you feel like that if we don't charge them the same, is that harmful to us, or is it like, what do you think?
I'll keep my answer short and sweet, but I'll let another one of the panelists actually answer the question in detail. I will just say that tariffs are inflationary if you don't actually use them correctly. I feel like there's a time and place for tariffs, but not blanket tariffs just across the board. But with that being said, I would love to hear from Chris and allow Chris to actually answer your question more fleshed out, right? Chris, what are your thoughts?
Reppin, can you restate your question one more time just so I know, sir?
Yeah, my question is, if reciprocal tariffs are a good thing or a bad thing for the United States, and if they are, and how so, and if they aren't, then why are we against them?
Well, yeah, number one, right? When it comes to, okay, so concept of blanket, right, versus targeted tariffs, right? And I would I actually there's a lot of conservative economists, including people like David Atter and Alliance Trade, are all on the same board here, right? If you don't have the infrastructure behind the existing, types of infrastructure, then that reciprocal tariff. Dang, somebody's in a hurricane or something.
Oh, hold on.
Hold on, boss. 1 second.
Sorry about that, Chris. All right.
Yeah.
I thought that was your background for a second.
No. It wasn't. The rain's not raining. So I'm going to get just a little bit deep with this, Reppin, but just bear with me here because I'm trying to paint this picture because there's a whole different part that people actually don't talk about it, right? So with the countries that we're doing tariffs on, right, since we don't have the means of production for every single commodity, for example, our cross-border trade is valued at a few trillion, right? There's people coming in and out. Those commodities that have businesses operating in the U.S. but do intercontinental transit, those get an unnecessary price hike. Due to the imports of steel and aluminum, houses are going to go up plus 21,000, right? On average, that's a direct result of reciprocity. And the price that gets passed on to consumers comes in the following things, right? Higher groceries, higher auto. Vehicles, by the way, are going to go up $4,700 at the minimum. So here's the thing. You got to be able to build the infrastructure behind that. So my question to you is, right, does Trump have a plan to build infrastructure behind these blanket tariffs, right, before he did it? Because we're also in the middle of one of the worst job numbers since February of 2009. So I would actually love to have that dialogue with you. Does Trump have an infrastructure plan behind these tariffs?
So, I mean, obviously, I don't know Donald Trump personally. I can't really answer that question. But what I can tell you is what I'm seeing in real time is I am seeing, major companies like Nike, New Balance, Lululemon. It's affecting everybody. Everybody's scrambling.
Yeah.
Now, our little factory, it's called Future Stitch.
Yeah.
I mean, we only deal with
Don't dox yourself, friend.
Yeah.
with one customer stance. But it's now we got these major companies coming to us, wanting our product, wanting our stuff. So to me, it just seems like a good sign, good things are happening for us. I mean,
Really? Because what I'm reading from Champion and Gray, right? There's already a few companies that are actually thinking about, switching supply chains from the United States. And there was that big rumor about Apple, but that was already an investment that was signed off on the Biden administration. And to do you one better, right? A decrease in corporate profit, right, is which these tariffs are going to do due to high input costs. It's going to cause these big companies and factories to start laying people off. Because when you have a higher input cost, they have to lean up their business somehow unless they want to unreasonably price up the profit margins. So one of the ways that people do that is leaning up the payroll section of the balance sheet, which is where people's jobs are housed under.
Okay. Any reply to that at all, Reppin?
I don't really have much. I guess we're gonna see in a week or so. So
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's do this. Let's swing it around to John. John, I kind of want to take you in a different direction, right?
Okay.
John, John, you deal with crypto?
No, I think digital currency is a scam, and it's not. I'm good. It's too volatile.
Ooh. Okay. Hey, so if you think that crypto is a scam, why do you think the Trump family actually purchased a crypto company and has continued to deal in cryptocurrency?
Because they're a grift. I'm sorry. Were you finished?
No, I'm done. Floor's
Okay,
yours.
yeah, because they're grifters and they know that their base will buy into anything that they do. So anything that they do with crypto is somewhat safe for their pockets because they have a loyal base that's going to buy into it, and people like Elon and them can afford to spend the money that they need to spend. And like my opinion on crypto is just like the idea of it is nice. The idea of digital currency is nice, of like a decentralized currency, but it'll never in a world where governments exist, it'll never truly like be what it's like meant to be.
Yeah, no, listen, I think there's a lot to it, and I think the fact that that the Trump family has made over $500 billion. I'm sorry, over 500 million. I was about to say billion. That's a lot. Over $500 million since taking over this crypto company. I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting. Let's do this. Gina, I want to swing it around to you for a second. Gina, I have a really good question for you. I don't think you got to engage in this question last night. So my question for you is, would you like to see Trump run for a third term? Because he's talking about it.
Well, he can talk all he wants, but he's forgetting that he's up in age. By the time he finishes his 4th years, he's going to be all worn out. Usually that's what happens with age.
Yeah.
And the presidency is not something easy to handle.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
I hear him say that, Santana, but I don't think that that's going to be possible.
Well, legally it's not possible, friend.
Right, but unless the Congress, with the spineless backs, allow the 22nd Amendment to be demolished. Isn't that the one that says the president can do a third term?
Correct.
Well, he can't go over that.
Okay. Perfect. I want to do this.
He's not supposed to anyway.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Reppin, you and I have spoken multiple times, and for the most part, you seem pretty reasonable. Are you okay with Trump wanting a third term?
Man, I can't really comment on that. I don't.
Oh, yes, you can. Come on, don't do that. You can be truthful. It's just me and you talking right now, Reppin. It's just me and you.
I mean, if I'm gonna be completely honest,
Keep it funky with me.
I don't think it's realistic.
But are you okay with it if he did it?
Let's just say this: he'll earn my vote again if he could settle the war in Ukraine and Russia. If he could do that in this term, he'll earn my vote.
Hey, thank you for the car. Okay, wait. What's that again, John? Oh, sorry. All right.
Come off mute. That was a mistake.
All right. Thank you for the travel. What up, friend? So if he can end the war in Ukraine, thank you for the balloons. If he can end the war in Ukraine, you would be willing to vote for him a third term.
I mean, it's one of the main reasons why I voted for him. And we can be real; it's not looking good. I mean, the last couple days and how Russia's been acting, but it's just, I just want to see the same thing. I want to see lives being saved. I want to see it stop. And so it's just kind of, yeah. I mean, we'll see. But other than that, I mean, I wouldn't even think about it. I wouldn't even think about the third term.
That's interesting. The lemon. How are you, friend?
Well, hello. I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful. What do you think about Trump getting a third term?
I really, really hope he doesn't. I actually requested up just with that question that you had earlier about how worldwide is kind of banding together against him.
Where are you from, friend?
I'm in New Zealand.
Ooh, okay. Listen, we normally don't do people outside of the U.S. on the panel, but I will let you go ahead and respond to the actual comment, and I would love to hear what you have to say, but then I'm gonna have to drop you down. Okay, friend?
Yeah, no worries. Oh, I was just kind of like, unfortunately, in New Zealand, we've currently got a three-partied government, and they've been saying things like how they think he's a great man and that they want to work closely like more close with him. And it's just a concern out here because we have the nasty rhetorics and stuff. The stuff that he says is trickling over here as well. And
Mhm.
I really don't want to see him get a third term, you know, because what he's doing to people like me, not only in the States, it does, like I said, the rhetoric spreads out to the rest of the world, and then people start getting the same ideas over here, and it's gross.
Yeah, yeah. What's the local thought? Not necessarily like the governmental thought, but just like the average person in New Zealand. Like, what are they saying about this? Like, are you guys really into American politics? Is it just like, hey, we have to pay attention, or is it like they'll just be in chaos? Like, what are your thoughts? W's in the
I'd,
chat for 20 for the sub. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'd say the vast majority of us, for now, um, are against him, and not, you know, they don't think it's a good idea, but there are definitely a lot of people that are emboldened now to think that sort of stuff is the way to go. But I feel like the average person here does pay attention to what's going on and don't agree with it, thankfully,
Mm,
for now.
mm.
But
Okay.
I've had arguments with my own people that I grew up with and friends and stuff like that I've had to stop talking to them because yeah, they support all of it, and then they want all of the same stuff to come here as well, and it's just like, no.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Okay. All right. Well, hey,
Hey,
the lemon, I appreciate you coming up, friend. I'm gonna have to drop you down though, okay?
yeah, sweet as I got what was I gonna say? I got recommended to come and follow your lives by like Lainey
Hey, I love
and
Laney.
stuff. Yeah, I moderate for Lainey and help with that, so thought I'd
Oh,
just swing
okay.
by.
Well, listen, you're welcome in to the community, friend. Hang out. Like I said, normally every once in a while I'll allow people that are from different countries in because I do like to hear that actual outside opinion. But then we also do other panels that are non political based, and so when we do have those, then you're more than welcome to join those conversations as well.
Yeah, cool. That would be awesome. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Drop you down.
Cheers. Bye.
Hey, Reppin, I'm gonna come back to you for a second, and then I'm gonna come to Dad MBM Dean. But Reppin, what do you think about that? Where like you hear a foreigner, I guess, saying that certain people in other countries, because I've heard this from like some Canadians as well in certain areas, but they're like they want some of this fascism that's happening under Trump. What are your thoughts?
So, I mean, honestly, it all depends on your perspective and how you look at it. Like some people will take like progress a different way, like and especially from like the outside looking into the United States. Now, I mean, obviously, a lot of things that Trump is doing is in our best interest. That's not in their best interest. So, I mean, of course, he's going to be probably the most hated, and um, but again, like I'm all around the board with it. Like I really like it's like you vote, right? You vote, and then what do people want? I want results. I want results from my vote. So like if the results like aren't coming through, like I'm not seeing these results of like it just kind of it'll become disappointing, like, and I'm just trying to be as like authentic about it as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
listen, I appreciate that. So, I guess so far, right? How do you feel about the results that have panned out? Because it seems like, and this is just my opinion, well, not necessarily opinion, but with the rate that Donald Trump has gotten pushed back with like injunctions from the volatility, why can't I say the word? Volatile.
Volatility?
Like,
Volatility.
Volatility. There we go. God,
thank you.
volatility. Holy smokes. L's in the chat for my tone. Shout out to my wife. Anyway, so with the knowing that the stock markets has actually been very volatile, just to the actual nature of what Trump has been doing. I mean, like, what do you think? Like, what are your thoughts as far as the results that have occurred so far?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like the execution's poor. I feel like, I mean, and not everything that he does, but just certain things, like, you know, I feel like sometimes I feel like, you know, like as if he's being controlled, or like something's controlling like his decision making, which I don't like. Because
What do you mean? Go a little deeper on that one for me.
like I feel like there's this like this back room of like people, and it's just kind of like it's like he has this one way about him, like where it's like, okay, like we like he has that progress about him, right? But it's like then you have this like certain view of people that like are stuck on this, like, it's just, I don't know, I just feel it, it's kind of there. I just been feeling it lately. I don't know, and it's kind of showing too, like with all his decision making, you know. And like I wasn't a huge fan of, like, I got into an argument on the panel the other day. The lady was like, "Oh, he announced, you know, that he's gonna take Greenland by military force." I'm like, pull the video up. But I mean, he didn't what's that word called? Rule it out, you know. So
Yeah.
it's just things like that. It's just kind of like it's where are we going, right? It's like, okay, like I agree with the America First, you know, thing, and like let's bring you know, American energy back and American jobs and things like that, like the normal, like, you know, American things, like look out for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like I understand, like sometimes you want to like get an actual good direction going, like the way that, you know, it feels beneficial. But like what he's doing right now, I get what you're kind of like saying, because it feels like it might be not like really him. Like I kind of like, I don't know. Dean, what do you think?
He has always been so erratic that it's hard to tell what is his idea and what's somebody else's idea.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's gotten to the point now that I as a therapist, just looking at him, and you know, I'm not going to diagnose anything, but I mean, his cognitive decline is noticeable. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure what he's actually really involved in sometimes.
Yeah. Hey, so Dean, what are your thoughts then around Donald Trump saying that he wants to run a third term? And again, so I genuinely like to stay away from like any type of diagnosis. But I mean, at the very least, we can say that he's an older man who is working a super high stress job. What are your thoughts as far as him making that statement? And then even people like Reppin, who's saying like if he can actually end the war in Ukraine, he would be willing to vote for him.
Well, beyond the whole, you know, unconstitutionality of it,
Exactly.
I think it's a ridiculous statement for somebody who's already obviously in very poor health at 78 or 79. Is he going to, you know, what's he going to be at 82, whatever, in 4 years? I don't see physically how that's going to be possible, even if, you know, you're not going to repeal the 22nd Amendment in the next 4 years. So
What do you think about, again, not necessarily saying Reppin, but the fact that he actually has some of his supporters saying, yes, I want to do this. Yes, I want this to happen. Yes, I can take a third term.
It honestly doesn't surprise me. I've been up at enough, panels and in enough lives and talked to enough people live that there is that segment of the population that is so bought into the sauce that they're gonna follow whatever he comes out of his mouth in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think there's something to that. I absolutely do. So I get exactly where you're going with that. Let's see here, guys. Debbie's in the chat for D-Spec. D-Spec spent a $2 donation to say Wisconsin went blue. Sorta, yeah, no, I'm telling you, listen, it was amazing. The actual victory was pretty astounding. It's interesting that Elon Musk put $90 million, 17 million of his own money, and the rest from his super PAC into this Wisconsin Supreme Court race, and it ended up being the most expensive Supreme Court race ever, and they lost. And not only did they lose, but they lost bigly, right? So I think that's super interesting, and it kind of speaks to where we are and how things are starting to unfold. But with that being said, guys, that means we only have $238 left in our nightly donation goal. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. If you enjoyed the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. And if you are watching over on YouTube, what up, YouTube? What up, Twitch? You can send a super chat to support the live, and I will read that message out. Guys, we have two boxes open. If you are someone that actually supports Donald Trump, if you're someone that is excited about what's happening in Trump's America and you're excited about Liberation Day, go ahead and request up. I'm trying to leave these two boxes open for, hey, thank you for the fireworks. I'm trying to leave these two boxes open for anyone that is excited about the direction that the Trump administration is heading, excited about Liberation Day. I want to leave those boxes open for those people that are excited. With that being said, kicking it back over to Ari. Ari, I got to come back to you.
What's up, my friend?
What do you think? 78 years old. I mean, let's not forget that it's unconstitutional, right? And he's even said, oh, there's ways around it. Well, we got the 22nd Amendment. We got the 12th Amendment. Let's not worry about the pesky little Constitution. What are your thoughts about him wanting to run for a third term?
I think it's absolutely ridiculous. It overturns what the precedent that we've lived in for the last 80 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't. Why do we keep trying to roll back the clock?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, why are we going back to times when fewer people had rights, or suggesting going back to
Mm-hmm.
a greater time when, again, we still weren't even great? It blows my mind. Like, there's no sense to it. And then his whole argument that, well, he could potentially do it just because he didn't run 2 consecutive terms, or that's the verbiage that they're trying to use to reason why he could do it, but past presidents like Obama wouldn't be able to do it because it was 2 consecutive terms, whereas he had 1 term broken up in the middle, right?
Yep.
And I'm sure Hawk shared to you that that finding, or like a little opinion piece that a professor did at a school.
No, go ahead and share that for me.
Oh, okay. I'll pop it in the Discord.
Okay.
But it was basically saying that he could, in fact, run as like JD Vance's vice president.
Oh, yeah,
and
no,
JD
he can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was an opinion piece again, like where they were basically saying, yeah, actually, he probably could because there's no
Mhm.
actual precedent that would block him from being able to do that. It
Yeah.
was something that Hawk shared with me yesterday. It was a
Oh,
very
okay.
interesting read.
Hawk, why didn't you share it with me?
I got you.
I appreciate it. W's in the chat for Feet, who sent a $2 donation over on, or £2. That's euro. That's a euro sign. I know euro. W's in the chat for Feet, who sent a €2 donation to say, Mic mixing and OBS overlay needs improvement. If you can tell me how to improve it, I'll improve it. I don't know how to fix it, friend. I'll take coaching. W's in the chat for a feat for that €2. I really appreciate that. Yeah. Hey, Reppin, would you vote for Barack Obama for a third term?
Yeah, I definitely probably would over Trump. But I just want to give a shout out to Ari. I think I was antagonizing her
Ari?
on Matt's live the other night. But you're really smart. I really look up to you. You're cool.
Oh, who's live? I mean, actually, that's irrelevant.
With
But
Matt.
thanks. Oh, were you on a different account?
No, it's the same account, but I battle Matt a lot. But anyways,
Oh,
Okay.
well, no problem, man.
All right.
definitely Obama over Trump all day.
Okay. So, but would you be willing, or you would be, W's in the chat for Omega, would you be for a third Obama presidency?
I would. That'd be very interesting. I
So,
know they were talking about it.
who was talking about it?
Trump was talking about it. He was talking about, I would love to run against Obama.
He wouldn't want that smoke. There's no way. Where did he say that?
He
Did
said
Trump
it-
actually say that?
He said it. Yeah, he said it in a.
Good.
He was with Kid Rock. Kid Rock was in the office with him.
What this
Did
weekend?
Trump actually said that?
Yeah, he was like, I'd be interested in it. He said against Obama. I swear.
There was an interview with a lady, and she asked him about the third term, and he said yes. And then someone asked, "Would you run against Obama?" And he said, "That would be very interesting, but I'm not thinking about a third term right now."
He gets smoked. He gets smoked.
Yeah, he would.
Not even close. Ooh, okay. All right. So let's do this, guys. Again, if you are someone that supports Donald Trump, if you're someone that's excited about the direction that the country is heading under Donald Trump, and you want to actually add to the conversation, go ahead and request up. If you don't see, there's a funny thing going on with TikTok. If you don't see the multi-guest button and you are a Trump supporter, just click on the empty box and it will actually allow you to request up. So if you are a Trump supporter, someone that supports what is happening with Trump, go ahead and click on that empty box and you will be able to join the conversation. Guys, keep tapping the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up. Let's get the likes up to 100,000 likes. Let's also get the shares up. And if we could, can we knock out those little donuts? Can we knock out those donuts? It would be awesome, awesome, awesome if we could knock out those donuts. Guys, W's in the chat for Christopher. Christopher sent a $2 donation saying Obama would beat Trump so bad that he would need to leave the country out of embarrassment. Full stop. You're absolutely right about that. You are 100% right about that. Also, guys, W's in the chat for D-Spec, who sent a $2 donation saying the Constitution says former presidents cannot be vice president. You're absolutely right about that. That's the 12th Amendment. Also, guys, W's in the chat for Sonia, who sent a $1 donation saying, I believe it was Bannon that said that they've looked at a constitutional conversation to bypass. Listen, I don't put anything past this administration as far as them being able to weasel around or do certain things. So that does not shock me, guys. Excuse me. With that being said, guys, we only have $233 left in our nightly donation goal. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. All the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Best way to support the live. If you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything's accepted. Anything's appreciated. Boom. What up, Boom?
Peace and love.
Boom. Do you want to see Trump run for a third term?
For a third term?
Yeah.
It wouldn't matter to me.
Why not, Boom?
Because it's a system. So it's going to go however it's set to go. It don't matter who's the president. It's going how the government wants to go. They proved that already to you with the pandemic and all that. You see the CDC did. They came and took over.
The CDC took over what, Frank?
They came and took over the what's the name? And they started running the government. Mandates and all kind of stuff.
Wait,
and,
the CDC runs the government now?
That's what it seemed like when the pandemic came.
Oh, you mean the fact that they actually wanted to protect people's lives and make sure that we were doing things to protect
Oh, that's
people
what
that
you
were
thought?
immunocompromised.
You really thought that?
Yeah, that's what the science said, Boom.
That's what science said. With all the information out there, that's what you believe. You never read Behold the Pale Horse? That book been out there for years.
Behold the Pale Horse?
Yeah, that's a book that was written years ago about what's going on today in that pandemic and how could they know that at that time? William Cooper. That's the author of that
Well,
book.
you do understand that
The
we've had
whistleblower.
multiple pandemics throughout the history of not only our country but the world, right?
I know about the one 100 and something. Yeah, because my great grandmother survived that one.
Which one?
Our great grandparents are survivors of that.
Ours? Do we have the same great grandparents?
Well, if you're around 40, I'm just saying people around my age. If you're around my age, 48, 40, around that age, your great grandparents are survivors of the pandemic in around 1921. Cause
There was a pandemic in 1921?
Yeah, it's around that time. My grandmother, probably in the 1900s, but my grandmother was born in 1921.
You know, like 1997 is technically the 1900s.
I'm talking about the pandemic that was 100 and something years ago. Before this.
Okay.
The pandemic was 1919.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it was 100
I know.
Kiki.
I know.
And like
I know.
said,
Chat, I know. I'm just giving Boom a hard time.
my
Time.
grandmother was born 1921, 22. So that means my great grandmother.
So she didn't live through. Oh, your great grandma. Okay, you said your great grandma. Okay, you got it.
My
You got it, Boom.
grandmother and our great grandparents survivors of that pandemic. So that's how we get. That's why we're here. Because our great grandparents survived that one. So that's why when they came, I did what they was doing during that time. Herbs are for the healing of the nation. I ain't do nothing else. No MTV, no mask, no test, no vaccine. Herbs are for the healing of the nation. And find out how the pandemic ended before. So you got to learn that from your elders. You can't go by what nobody said that was just born right now and talk about, oh, this is how we do it. I respect my elders. That's why I keep telling people, respect your elders. If you want to learn how to survive a pandemic, you talk to people that's around that age, that come from that time, that survived the first one. That's what I was going by. And herbs are for the healing of the nation.
Oh, okay, Boom. Cool. Hold tight for me for a second. I'm gonna mute you, Boom. Okay. RC.
Yeah, I'm here. How you doing?
I don't know.
Actually, I can't stay long, but I did come up real quick because I was confused by Reppin 47.
Yeah, go for it.
So you voted for Trump in 2024, right, Reppin?
You see the shirt, don't you?
Right. So you said you'd vote for Obama, though, against Trump in 2028?
Unless Trump gets this war to a conclusion.
Okay.
He ain't gonna get that vote.
I'm confused. If you're willing to vote for Obama against Trump, how is Harris different?
That's a good question, RC.
I know. She's a woman. I know. Hi.
Oh, guys, stop giving away the answer. Oh, who is that? Someone in the background.
That's my wife. Hold on.
Tell your wife don't give away the answer.
Too bad.
No, the reason is when I ask you, well, what would you do differently with the country that Joe Biden did? And then she says, well, nothing came to mind. How am I supposed to vote for that? I can't vote for that.
Okay, what she
I
was
need to
saying
know what
was
you're going to do different.
Biden actually got us out of the worst situation we have faced as a nation in 100 years. The pandemic plus the economic crisis, both of which Trump made worse with how he reacted to them. So Biden and Harris actually got us out of it with a plan that was federal. He wasn't going to leave it to the states for a vaccine rollout. Trump was going to absolve himself of his duty again, trying to leave it to the states because he didn't want to take responsibility. And the whole Doge thing, that's Trump passing the buck to Elon. So when it goes bad, he can blame Elon and again, not take any responsibility. And before I go, I just want to point out Trump is not, he's actually terrified of Obama. If he wasn't terrified of Obama, they wouldn't be trying to put a stipulation in where the only way you can run for a third term is if you lost your first term and then try to run for re-election and then serve a second term after the re-election win. They're trying to prevent Obama from running because he won twice in a row. That's the stipulation they're trying to create that would allow Trump to win re-election and have a third term, but not Obama. So they're disingenuous, and do not ever fall for the idea that Trump is not scared to death of Obama.
Terrified.
But thanks for
Terrified.
having me up. I got to get going. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you, RC. RC, tell your wife I said hello, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Reppin, do you think Trump is scared of Obama? I think he is.
I don't know. We'll find out after they release
That
those
dude crazy, man. Talking about
crossfire
Joe
hurricanes.
Biden saved the country with the Dorn pan. You know how many people we lost? We lost over two. It was 7 million people from 2021 and 23. We lost. What are you talking about? Joe Biden did what? He better look what's going on out here in New York and through this country, because I'm on top of that. Me and the NOI and all that. We look at the numbers of that every day. The death rate or the unalive rate. He don't know what the hell he's talking about. We on top of that. I don't care about no shit what y'all reading about statistics. We on top of that in these neighborhoods. Final call, read our newspaper. We on top of that right here, on top of that in our communities. I don't know what that dude talking about. We lost a lot of people, bro, because of Joe Biden, not Trump.
Oh, okay, boom. Ari?
Honestly, that was a lot of words that said nothing. And I'm a little confused why Boom chimed in when you had asked, you turned it back to Reppin.
I did.
Like that was a whole, you said, used a whole bunch of words, Boom, that unfortunately didn't mean anything. So I would
NOI and
love,
Hold on, boom. Hold on. Let her finish her thought.
Nation of
'Cause we
Islam, it
didn't.
means something to us.
Boom. Hey, boom. We didn't interrupt you. Let Ari finish her thought. Go ahead, Ari.
I would love to actually hear Reppin's response to
I would
RC
too.
Dubs explaining what Kamala Harris meant in regards to the statement if she wouldn't change anything. Also, my personal opinion is if I am still employed by this person, I am not going to publicly speak negatively about what they
I
did.
wouldn't either, Ari. That's it. That sounds like a bad choice.
I want my job. I want to get
Yeah.
paid. Like
Yeah.
capitalism, y'all. Just saying.
Reppin, would you like to go ahead and actually respond?
Yes, I'll respond back to what RC said. Again, you know, Obama is not Kamala Harris, and
Kamala.
okay, Kamala. I know you guys don't like that. All right, so, but the main thing for me, okay, this is what really, really got me with her. You really want to know? All right. So she was at her rally, right, and she's doing her thing. I used to watch all her rallies too. You know, I watched both rallies. So, but somebody out in the crowd yelled, hey, Jesus is Lord, and she
No, they
said,
didn't.
"Yep, don't do
No,
that."
they didn't.
Yes, they did. It
No,
happened.
they didn't, Reppin.
And then she said, "Oh no, oh you at the wrong rally. I think you meant to go
Why
to
you
one of
say it like that, Reppin?
It's
You at the
true.
wrong rally. Listen, no, it's not. Yeah, Ari, you can. Go ahead. You got it, Ari.
Santana.
It's not true.
It's
But
true.
it's okay.
I could pull it
Okay.
up. You could pull the video up.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead, Ari.
So, Reppin, what was she talking about before someone yelled what you're saying, Jesus is Lord? What was she speaking about?
She was talking about AB.
Specifically, she was talking about Donald Trump's campaign promise from 2015 of installing 3 conservative judges onto the Supreme Court and them successfully overturning Roe v. Wade in June of 2022, correct?
Right, so you guys are pivoting right now. So
Nope, I'm taking it off the premise.
No.
Yes, you
Ari's
are.
trying to actually
That's a
build the
pivot.
story. I know Ari's trying to build the story for you. Just hold tight just hold on and just go with it for a second. I promise you she's going somewhere with it.
Yeah, I'm not trying to talk about AB. We're not trying to go off subject, I
We're
promise.
not, and there it's also a reason why I put my hand on my face, my face on my hand, and just said no to what you were saying. Go ahead, Ari.
Okay. So she was specifically talking about the installation of 3 Supreme Court justices and then the overturning of Roe v. Wade in 2022. And what someone in the crowd yelled out was lies, lies, lies. And then she stopped. She said, "You might be at the wrong rally. You're probably meant to be at the smaller one down the street." And as the security was escorting them out, that is when they yelled, "Jesus is king," to which she never responded. Because she is also, I believe she's a Baptist. You watched an edited video, Reppin.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
They literally grabbed those 2 kids and brought them on and interviewed them too.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on, Reppin.
Because
Hold on.
because ours is a fight for the future, and it is a fight for freedom. For freedom. Like the fundamental freedom of a woman to make decisions about her own body and not have her government tell her what to do. And again, we're not going to be gaslighted on this. We remember Donald Trump hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade, and they did as he intended. Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally. No, I think you meant to go to the smaller one down the street.
So they were yelling lies, 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 and she responded, "You're at the wrong rally." Now, Reppin, would you like to recant your statement?
So they pulled those 2 individuals that were there.
Yeah, the two kids got kicked out. Well, not kids, teenagers. Yes, they were trolling. They got kicked out, and before they got kicked out, they started screaming, "Jesus is Lord." They then took that actual video, edited, and then put the "Jesus is Lord" statement over the lies, lies, lies portion, and then put it out for people like Reppin to actually watch it and believe it. There's multiple angles, multiple videos that people recorded to get actual live footage to counteract that one edited video that you watched, Reppin. That's why I said it's not true. That's why I was so genuinely, when you said that, I was just like, huh.
I would just like to randomly point out here at how on point I was.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't watched that since October. Also, if you don't mind, really quickly, do you mind if I shout out a donation?
Sure, go ahead.
All right. Thank you, Jody, for the $5. She said, "Love listening to you." I appreciate that, Jody.
Absolutely. Also, while we're here, let me just go ahead and say W's in the chat for Darius, who sent a $2 donation saying, "Can we get Smokey up on this Trump third term to put it to rest?" You know what? I might see if we can get Smokey in here tomorrow to talk about that. That sounds like a good idea. We might just do that. But guys, that means that we are now only $231 away from closing out our nightly donation goal. There's 621 of us hanging out. If 231 people send just $1, we can close out our nightly donation goal. So guys, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. If you enjoyed the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything's appreciated. And if you are over on YouTube, 1, like the stream, but 2, you can support with a super chat. With that being said, Reppin', so I know you can hear me. You can come back. Also, if there's any other person who is a supporter of Donald Trump and you want to join the conversation, go ahead and request up. Reppin', with that being said, your premise was more so based around, for some reason, you thought that she said disparaging things about Jeebus. Reppin', if you can't see me, we can't hear you. You're out of the app right now.
I'm looking up what you guys are claiming. So I just went
Are
to
you looking up
multiple
something to counteract the actual video we just watched with the actual
I'm
footage?
looking up multiple sources. Even Chat GBT says that when she was talking about AB, somebody out in the crowd yelled, "Jesus is King, Jesus is Lord," and she said, "No, you're at the wrong rally." So I don't know what kind of edited, cut out version you guys put together, but I'm telling you right now, it's on multiple sources.
I
You
Chat
can
literally,
literally
GTP
type
is
it
not
in.
a
You can
Chat
type it
GTP
into
is not
Chat
a factual.
GBT and it tells you the truth.
That's not a source. That's not a source. That's absolutely not a source. It is absolutely not a source. Holy smokes.
Why would they? Okay, so why would they say that
I think a lot of
after
people watch.
after her? She's talking about one thing, right? So why would they say it later on after they're already being kicked out? I mean, why would they not say it as
She
she's saying it?
didn't. We literally just covered this. We literally just covered this. You heard them say lies, 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 and you said you're at the wrong rally. What? Why
Well, like you said, they took a version of it, cut it out, edited it, and put it
No, that's the
together.
one that you watch, Reppin'.
May I
Okay, well,
That's
how come how do you
go
know
ahead,
that the
Ari.
one that you watch isn't the edited one?
Because I actually watched it in real time as well. I
Okay,
literally I
I'll
was
go with
watching
that.
that.
Okay,
I was watching
okay,
that in real time. Also, let's do this.
I'll take
Ari,
that.
go ahead, Ari.
what was the prompt that you typed into Chat GBT?
I literally just typed in like, "Hey," I put like a couple words. "Hey, Kamala, 2 kids at a rally.
Kamala.
Jesus is king," and then it pulled up like this whole thing, and it said like,
Right.
"Yes."
Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to cut you off. So the thing with ChatGPT is that it bases it, the response that you get is based off of the prompt that you put in. So it probably would have been better if you would have asked, what did the heckler say at the Kamala Harris rally? To which she replied, "You're at the wrong rally." ChatGPT is going to give you confirmation bias based off of how you type things in. Do you know what confirmation bias is?
No.
Okay, so it's where you're going out of your way to find something in your favor. So, for example, what I do to fact check something, what I put in my Google search bar is, did Kamala Harris tell someone they were at the wrong rally? I didn't give it any prompts. I didn't specifically look for Jesus is King. I didn't specifically look for lies, lies, lies. And I come up with multiple search results that explain that they yelled lies, lies, lies. You have The Guardian, you have The Hill, you have Washington Post, Wall Street Journal, you have Yahoo News. Like I get multiple search results when I put in a different prompt that's not giving me a strict confirmation bias. That's the difference.
All right. Well, I guess I learned something new, but I mean, Santana saying him watching it in real time. I mean, I can't really argue that if you're watching it in real time, but that's interesting. I'll have to look more into it.
Yeah, I'll also share this with you. So do you know what all sides are?
No, I don't.
Okay, all sides is a way that you can actually fact check certain articles, information, videos, blah 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 blah. Right? So really good source to actually check for biases. It tells you whether something leans left, leans right, or if it's central, and where you can actually get verifiable information. Right? So this is all sides. This is all sides, and this speaks to the actual prompt. Speaking, did Kamala Harris tell hecklers they were at the wrong rally? Right. This came from the Dispatch fact check, which you can click on here. It'll take you to the full story. This is the full story. This actually speaks to it. This is the video they posted. Her campaign posted the unedited video as well. Here it is.
Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally.
Let's start over.
Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally.
Now, repping, what did it sound like they were saying?
Yeah, it said lies, lies, lies. I mean, if I was deceived,
Oh, you guys are at the wrong.
I mean, I guess they deceived me because if they play that edited version, right, to me, that's like, it's like, wow, like she just denied Jesus Christ here on earth. Like it says that in the Bible, like you deny me here on earth, I'm going to deny you before my Father. And like, I don't know, man. I got to look more into it. That's crazy.
Okay, so let me go here for a second. Let me go here for a second. Let's say hypothetically, she did say that, right? Let's say she did say that. Let's say that she wasn't a Christian. Does your religious values have to be reflected in everyone else?
No,
Do other people have to believe what you believe?
no,
Does someone have to actually be a follower of Jesus to actually do good things for you?
no,
So if Kamala Harris, even if that were true, even if she wasn't a quote unquote Christian, putting to the side that Jimothy is so far from being a Christian, so far from being a Christian, putting that to the side, did you even, because you said you watched all of her rallies and all this other stuff, did you even listen or consider any of the other good things that she was trying to do for people outside of what you thought that you heard on the video?
Are you talking about her policies?
Yeah, policies, friend.
Yeah, I mean, there were some policies of hers that I liked, like the $25,000 helping people, first time home buyers, starting up businesses, stuff like that. But I mean, it's just, I don't know. I wasn't sold. You know what I mean? Like, it just wasn't. It wasn't like Obama, like with Obama's inauguration speech. Like it just wasn't there. Like that connection, it wasn't there. You know what I mean?
So I guess um going back to RC Dub's question, and Ari was kind of chasing you down on the question. What's the difference between Kamala Harris and Barack Hussein Obama?
I think I gave you. I think I gave my answer. It's just more of like a connection there. It was like it was more of like a feeling of like of hope and confidence and like and certainty of.
And so Donald Trump gave you hope.
I mean, he gave me. Let's say this. It just gave me like more open. Like it made me feel more open minded. Like okay, like I feel like I said in the beginning, like results. Now I'm not gonna knock it. It's only been like we're going on. We're almost at 100 days, but again, like we come back and we have this conversation a couple months down the road. It's like because every time we talk, like in the beginning, it was like Trump, Trump, Trump. Now it's kind of like okay, like let's see what these people are really talking about. So I like to hear it
Okay.
from both sides.
Okay, so I want to play a quick game. I want to play a quick game. And just to make sure I know where we are on the panel. Um, Anna, who did you vote for? Anna, Anna, I'm gonna send you a request to come off mute. And also, Carl, is it Carlito? Or Anna, who did you vote for?
Yes, sir.
Anna, who did you vote for? Anna, you are off mute. Anna Chavez. Drop it down. Is it Carlitos?
Yes, it is. You got it.
Okay. Who did you vote for, friend?
I voted for Harris.
Okay, perfect. All right, so this is what I want to do. Reppin. You said that Donald Trump gave you hope. Name the most hopeful thing that Donald Trump said that resonated with you.
America first,
And why did that resonate with you hearing America first?
because I see, I see our country in turmoil. I see us like suffering, not even being able to respond to a simple disaster. And I still see the effects of LA. I don't know about the East Coast, but
LA hadn't happened when you voted for Donald Trump, but cool. Okay, so hold tight. Ari, I'm gonna start with you. So he's saying that he heard Donald Trump say America first, and that was hopeful. Ari, can you tell me anything that you heard from Kamala Harris that was actually hopeful?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I understood everything that she was saying at rallies.
Just,
So,
but just one thing,
uh,
just one thing.
when she spoke on unity,
Got it.
which
Got it.
she spoke a lot about,
Why did that resonate with you?
because I've seen, like even when I was in high school and Obama was president, he was running for president, and the birther movement started. I started seeing the divisiveness that came up in our country and how divided we have become now today, even prior to the election results being called. We saw marginalized communities pointed at, brought to the forefront to be called the enemy, to be the boogeyman in everyone's mind. And that has divided our country. Even now, we're slowly, hopefully, getting some people to recognize communities such as Kiki's, such as yours, mine, and realizing the hardship that specifically you and Kiki go through on a daily basis.
Okay. All right. Kiki, coming to you. Kiki.
Really quickly, Santana, not to
Mhm.
interrupt you, Kiki, can you go ahead and drop me down? I'm getting a phone call.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Thank you for having me.
Yep, thank you. Kiki,
Yes, sir.
what's something that you heard Kamala Harris say that was hopeful?
You dropped Kiki.
Oh, crap. I'm sorry, Kiki. Come back up, Kiki. I dropped the wrong person. I'm sorry.
Love you, Kiki.
I'm sorry. My bad, Kiki. I'm sorry.
Now let's try this again. Drop the correct person.
Okay. Kiki, can you tell me something that was that you heard Kamala Harris say that was hopeful?
Her support for marginalized communities and to try to build those communities from the bottom up and not from a top-down approach where the rich Americans of this country are not going to solve the problems of the everyday working man. And Kamala actually had plans and solutions for those.
Got it. Perfect. Give me a second here. Dean, can you name something that you heard Kamala Harris say that was hopeful?
Yeah, I liked her, and she didn't flesh it out all the time in the rallies, but talking about the continued building the economy from the bottom up with the things like the middle and lower class tax breaks, tax cuts, and building from the top with, taxing billionaires so that we could build an economy based on the working class instead of on the 1%.
Got it. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much. Carlito, can you name something that you heard Kamala Harris say that was hopeful?
There's numerous things, but the one thing that stood out to me was their housing policy. I'm already a homeowner myself, so I remember the first time walking into a piece of property that I owned, and I wanted that to be passed down to the rest of the American public. So her housing policy, as well as mainly her housing policy.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Omega, my brother, can you name something that you heard Kamala Harris say that was hopeful?
Um, okay, I was gonna pick it back off. I was gonna pick off back off what Dean said, but one thing that she said that was hopeful was that you shouldn't have to work two jobs to barely make ends meet. She was talking about making pathways for people that don't necessarily have a college degree to make do what their parents did back in the day, which is have a living wage and actually have breathing room from bills.
Yep.
So
Yep. She called it an opportunity economy. Absolutely.
to the
Absolutely.
economy.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Perfect. Now, Rapid,
Hold
can
on, you
you name
forgot.
one
Boom.
thing? No, I didn't forget Boom. Boom voted for Donald Trump.
Oh.
Rapid, can you name one thing that you remember Kamala Harris say that was hopeful and not what they just said?
Um. Yeah, I mean, I remember her repeating herself over and over the dreams and the aspirations and um I mean I don't know. I,
Okay,
I
cool.
I liked her, but it just seems so scripted and so fake.
Mm. Okay.
I'm
All right. Well,
sorry.
hold on, because I'm not done with this exercise. I'm not done with this
All right, go
exercise because
ahead,
I
go ahead.
want I want to run it in the inverse now. So, hey, Reppin, name one thing that you heard Donald Trump say that was divisive or hateful.
Um, I mean, shit. Where do we start? I think he says something like that every day. Um, well, for one, he didn't rule out not taking over Greenland. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How about
Oh,
we pick one thing before he was actually president?
oh, before he's president.
Mm-hmm.
It really annoys me when he says, what's it called? The weaponization of the
Thinking
justice
the
system.
jellyfish. And what does that mean? That's not specific. That okay. Like maybe that's not fair. Okay, let me start here. Dean, I'm coming back to you first. Dean, you didn't vote for Trump, and I'm assuming that's because you heard him say divisive and hateful things. What's one divisive or hateful thing that you heard Trump say before he was elected as president?
Is repeating of the Schnazi type line that the immigrants were the vermin
Hmm.
and that they were poisoning the blood of the country.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. Carlito, what's one divisive or hateful thing that you heard Trump say before he was elected president?
It's not something that was said explicit, but something that I picked up on him as far as the war on the working class, as far as like his TCJA Act, as far as his taxes, implementing that. I
Oh,
think that's
okay, wait.
divisive.
I hear you, I agree, but I want something that he actually said, to be fair. Something that he actually said.
So it would be along the lines as what the gentleman before me said, as far as like poisoning the blood of our nation, calling immigrants vermin. As a Caribbean American, I took that to heart, especially when he called Haiti. I don't know if I could curse on here, but
S-hole country. Yep.
yeah, correct, yeah.
Okay.
So I took that to heart.
Perfect. Kiki, what's something divisive or hateful that Donald Trump said prior to him being elected?
The demonization of the queer and trans community,
Hmm.
basically demonizing us as groomers, saying that we're mutilating children. and that it's a mental illness. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yep. Perfect. Last but not least, Omega. What is something divisive or hateful that you heard Donald Trump say before he was elected as president?
There's two that really stand out. There's good people on both sides when he was referring to the Triple K. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats.
Okay. So I guess coming back to you now, Reppin. So we went through this interesting exercise, and your thought process was that you couldn't vote for Kamala Harris, and this, I mean, I know this is like kind of belaboring a point, but you couldn't vote for Kamala Harris because she didn't provide hope, yet we went around the panel and everyone had different aspects of hope. And you also said that Donald Trump was divisive and said hateful things, but the most that you could come up with was him talking about that he wouldn't rule out using the military to take Greenland. And then everyone else on the panel kind of whipped it all the way back around and pulled out their favorite Trump hateful lines. So I guess I'm still trying to understand your thought process behind you would vote for Barack Obama, but not Kamala Harris, and you still haven't actually given anything. If you want to say the thing, you could say the thing. Like, we already know what it is.
Is it my turn?
Yep.
All right. So you and I, we both know
that she's a woman.
Whoa, you said that on your own live? What the fuck?
Yeah, I did. I did. Kiki.
No, that's not what I was about to say.
Kiki. Were you thinking it?
I no.
You weren't thinking it?
No.
So it was just me.
I was about to say.
No, I mean, that's the symmetry breaker for me. Like that's the symmetry breaker for me, because
I wanted to vote for her. Like it's something like it would have been amazing, something new. But it's like I told you in the beginning, it was fake. It was scripted. It just didn't feel authentic. It felt like fraud. It looked like fraud. It talked like fraud. I'm just like kind of like I'm watching her rallies. I'm watching her at the DNC. I'm just like I see her shuffling and scrambling for words. I'm like where's the connection? There was no connection.
I got one question for Reppin.
Go ahead, Kiki.
You kept saying that you thought that Donald Trump would like give you results and that you got this good vibe off of him. What results did you see in his first term that made you want to vote for him now?
I wasn't, to be honest, I wasn't really following politics. I told this to Santana last time. Like, I started following politics like maybe 9 months ago.
To be honest, you weren't following during the election either. I'm just going to call it like it is. You weren't following because you said that Kamala was scrambling for words, but when he was talking about child care, that just completely went out the window. How he was, well, child care is child care. I mean, how is that not unauthentic? How is that not scrambling for words? He didn't make a coherent sentence that the whole entire time when he was talking about child care.
Are you talking about when he was on the panel with the all-black journalists?
No, he's referring to when he went to the actual discussion with the New York Economic Council and stood in front of a bunch of actual professionals, and they had the question, and he said, you know, child care is child care, basically.
Yeah, I saw that. So,
I mean, can I just ask something really quick?
Sure, go ahead, Carlito.
I think you're conflating, you're conflating a couple things, and then correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like you're conflating the fact that Harris was prepared with her not being authentic. Like her being prepared and being diligent and actually having a plan and not pew-pewing from the hip is much more presidential in my opinion.
Mine too.
Nah, so I mean,
I mean,
You're not
the
gonna
way
fool me or the American people. Like,
You were fooled by a fake video. What are you talking about? We're not gonna fool you.
okay,
Everybody
so
can fool you, Reppin'. Come on now.
Santana,
Come on, Reppin'.
what do you
You've
think about
already
that
been fooled
60? Hey,
once.
what do you think about that 60-minute CBS interview?
I think
Let's hear
that
you
it
guys
was,
defend that.
yeah,
Let's
I
hear you
think it
guys
was,
defend
I
that.
think it was a good interview. I think her
Oh my
60-minute interview was
God.
good.
Hey,
Okay,
Santana,
let's
much
do this.
love. I got
Okay,
a lot of
hold on,
respect
hold
for
on, hold
you.
on, hold on, hold on,
I
hold on.
gotta go
Because
though.
wait,
Come
wait, no,
on.
hold tight. Because I got one other thing for you. Let me just read these off real quick, and just one other thing,
Oh
real
man,
quick.
you
Um,
cannot, bro.
W's in the chat for D-Spec, who sent a $2 donation, said, Reppin', did you fall for the banana in the tailpipe? He absolutely fell for the banana in the tailpipe. W's in the chat for Gene, who sent a $1 donation, saying, oh, okay, yeah, no worries, Gene. I appreciate you you being here. W's in the chat for Run, who sent $3 donation for liberation from what? Listen, this is what Trump is saying. He's the one calling it Liberation Day. You got to get a Trump supporter to tell you what we're going to be liberated from. W's in the chat for Eli, who sent a $5 donation saying Trump wouldn't put his hands on the Bible to be sworn in. He would not, because he's not a Christian. Also, guys, that's it. Yeah, guys, that means that we are now only $220 away from closing out our nightly donation goal. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24, Santana Speaks 24, best way to support the live. Guys, we got almost 600 people hanging out. If 220 people send $1, we can definitely close out the nightly goal. Also, over on YouTube, if you would like to support, you can definitely send a super chat and help support the live. Thank you. Reppin' left. Yeah, he did, because, like, come on.
I mean, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Santana.
No, I mean, you're fine. Like, but it was misogyny,
Yeah,
right?
it was.
Like it was misogyny.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, how can you say that he contradicted himself? He was a whole walking contradiction. How you gonna say she was too prepared and it was inauthentic? Then you say at the same time, in the same breath, that she was scrambling for words.
Yeah.
I mean, either she was too rehearsed or she was ill prepared. When Donald Trump was neither one. He was just a bumbling mess. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't have it both ways.
Yeah. Haley, you came up and I was hoping you were going to get a chance to speak to him. Haley, did you hear the misogyny? Like, am I tripping? Like, did you hear it?
Yeah, it was definitely misogyny. I wanted to ask him why he would, what gave him hope specifically to vote for Obama. Like, what would be the difference between Obama? He just never really gave any real.
You know what the symmetry breaker was. You knew what it was, friend.
Definitely.
I think that he's actually unaware, to be completely honest, on why he didn't want to vote for Harris. I think it's something that he needs to seek internally, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there might have been something along those lines.
I was going to say at the time, Santana, you weren't the only one thinking that.
Yeah.
So.
No. I mean, like, yeah.
What we're witnessing here is like the old black tax, and a lot of people don't know what that means, but it's like even with Obama. People were trying to discredit him out of the gate. So was Trump, which brought on this whole birth their Tea Party movement thing. The fact is that you got to be 2 times better just to get your foot in the door. She's had to overperform ever since she has been in politics just to get where people that are mediocre can. And I'm not saying that all white people are mediocre. I'm saying there's some people that have less qualifications to get into. You know what I'm saying? And look at Trump's cabinet. Everybody's there mediocre.
Yep. No, listen. That's actually a great point, and I would like to get into that. Boom. You still with us? Boom. You still hanging out with us? We might have to get back to the mic. Guys, W's in the chat for Chase. Chase sent a $5 donation saying for the 20% tariff on your next hat. Listen, I just ordered a new hat and I definitely felt it. Hats are too expensive. Hats are too expensive. W's in the chat for Chase. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that $5 donation. Guys, that means now we are only $215 away from closing out our nightly donation goal. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links on Linktree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Best way to support the live. everything is accepted, anything's appreciated. And also, if you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat to help support the live. Boom, did you go away? Boom, I know you like to walk away from your phone. Boom, we're still here. Boom, we're still here. Boom, boom, can you hear me? Here comes the boom. Here comes the boom. Guys, W's in the chat for I think it's pronounced Melenia. I'm sorry, Melenia. W's in the chat for Melenia for the $25 donation, saying thank you for approaching this with care. As a black biracial woman with a PhD in the male-dominated field, it's hard to see. It's hard to see this still play out. You know, I like, and I get it. I absolutely get it. It is, and I think that Carlito actually might have a point as well, because like we all have internalized misogynist, we're internalized misogynist. Why can't I talk tonight? Like internalized like racism. It's a lot. It's a lot to unpack, and if you don't fully understand it, then it's something that you will continue to deal with and continue to actually portray without even trying. So he might not have necessarily realized that's what he was doing or that's what he was being about, but we caught it.
Yeah.
We caught it. W's in the chat for Alejandro, who sent a $2 donation saying, did you watch NXT tonight? And you're still my favorite. Listen, you're absolutely my favorite as well. And no, I haven't watched NXT in I don't know how long.
Me neither.
I don't know.
I know my WWE, bro. I'm like, it's ridiculous. But
yeah, absolutely.
so.
Give me a second here. Also, guys, W's in the chat for Kiki. Kiki, you're awesome. Kiki sent a $15 donation saying, I like even numbers. And then also, Nala sent a $2 donation saying, thank you for the panel and all that you do. Thank you so much. That means, let me do the quick math. Let's see here. That puts us at $79. $79. And that means that now, guys, we only have $171 to close out our nightly goal. So W's in the chat for all of you guys. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. All the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Best way to support the live. Anything is accepted. Everything is appreciated. Boom, did you go away? What happened to Boom?
He's selling sea moss, bro.
Jeez Louise, Boom. Where'd you go, Boom?
He's getting active.
All right, so this is what we're going to do then. Haley, I want to kick it back around to you. Haley, I want to come back around to you. I would love to hear your thoughts on a potential Trump third term. What are your thoughts?
It's just, it's not even really a word for it, because MAGA has like been so unconstitutional for, it's expected, but it's just very.
Oh, you keep cutting out. Is that just me? Does anyone else say that? I think you're cutting out.
I hear it too.
Yeah, it was cutting out.
Hold on.
Okay, we're gonna mute you for a second. You got MAGA bars. You got MAGA bars. W's in the chat for Skip. Skip sent a $1 donation saying, Cory Booker, listen, it's funny. I was out and about, and I know Parker was live, and he sent me a text, and he was like, oh, I would love to hear your thoughts on Cory Booker. And so I hopped on his live, and he was on with YouTube, and I shared that, like, when it first happened, I thought, oh, this is super performative, right? I mean, those were my thoughts, that this was something where, yeah, I didn't necessarily think that it was anything when he first announced it, but as time passed and as I kept popping in and listening to what he was saying, I realized that, like, he was doing something special. He was doing something really, really special, and to actually listen to his message while he did the things that he actually did, it was absolutely incredible. So yeah, I was, and someone from South Carolina, because a lot of people you might not know, like Strom Thurmond, who is a known racist, like a known huge, massive racist, and someone who held office in South Carolina for so long just because. And I actually met him. But to see him actually break a record that was held by Strom Thurmond, and also deliver such a powerful message, I think was a great thing. And I was saying this, I really hope that the Democratic Party used this as like a launching pad, right? There's a lot of good publicity around that, and I'm hoping that they're able to use that to actually push things forward instead of Democrating. So those are my thoughts. W's in the chat for Lori, who sent a $5 donation saying, thank you so much for the education. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the donation, friend. W's in the chat for Alejandro, who sent a $2 donation saying, Ricky, you are lying. Ricky Starks won the NXT championship by beating Shawn Spears? W's in the chat for Ricky. W's in the chat for Ricky. W's in the chat for Corey, who sent a $1 donation to say, oh, she just sent a pink heart. I love you, Corey. Thank you, Corey. W's in the chat for Dean. Oh, thank you, Dean. Dean sent a $15 donation saying for therapy after hearing this stuff every day. Listen, Dean, I go to therapy every Friday. Every Friday. I start off every time my therapist, I turn my camera on. My therapist says, hey, Santana, so how was your week? And I always say, girl, let me tell you. And then it goes downhill from there.
I am all for that. I'm actually a therapist. So.
I know. I heard you say that. Let me ask you a question. My therapist laughs at me a lot. And I don't know if that's like a good thing or a bad thing. And so I don't know. What's your professional opinion?
Having listened to you as often as I have, and I'm guaranteeing you it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's some of my clients that I laugh at just because they will like naturally just say some funny stuff.
Yeah. No.
You know,
listen,
some of those sessions are some of the better sessions that I end up having. People are just being a little more relaxed and being able to laugh a little bit. So.
Yeah, no, I genuinely enjoyed that. I had to tell her. I was like, "Why are you laughing at?" No, and she co-signed the stuff that I say too. I'm like, "No, you're not supposed to agree to that. Don't agree to that one. Like, I know it's true, but don't agree to it." Okay. So let's do this. Because I'm assuming that Boom is somewhere still getting active. Boom, are you back or are you still gone? I'm gonna try Boom's mic one more time. I think I'm gonna have to drop Boom. Like I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to drop Boom.
Sure, he didn't fall asleep.
Boom likes to put he'll put his phone on mute and then just walk away. Like he'll put his phone down and just like walk off into the ether. I don't know. W's in the chat for Neuro, who sent a $1.99 super chat, says chat GTP news FTW. Absolutely. It's insane that they were using chat GTP as a source. Also guys, W's in the chat for Sandy, who sent a $10 donation saying keep doing your thing. Much love to you and thanks. Thank you so much, Sandy. You are absolutely too kind. W's in the chat for Lady Ball. Lady Ball, what up? Elon Musk money did not win Wisconsin. Listen, that is a massive, massive L. He spent millions of dollars to take that L. It's wild. W's in the chat for Darius, who sent a $2 donation saying, what do you think about John Cena's heel turn? I think it's a day late, $1 short, but I'm here for it. I don't know. It feels weird. Guys, keep tapping the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 100,000 likes. The likes aren't moving for some reason. Let's get the likes up to 150,000 likes. Also, guys, just one last reminder. We're only $134 away from closing out our nightly donation goal. So Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Best way to support the live. Everything is accepted. Anything's appreciated. This is what I want to do. We're going to call audible. So I know that everyone on this panel voted for or leans left, right? And I think there's a lot for us to talk about, right? the fact that Elon Musk money didn't win at Wisconsin, I think that's a big thing. I think that's huge, right? The fact that Elon Musk couldn't buy the Supreme Court in Wisconsin, that's huge. I think also what Cory Booker did was very admirable, right? Standing up for over 24 hours and actually not only breaking the record for filibuster, because when it first happened, I was just like, I don't get the point. I didn't understand the point of what he was doing because there was no bill, there was no nomination, like there was no nothing. But he made the statement that did he go 25 hours? 25 hours and 9 minutes. Holy smokes. But there was no bill, there was no actual there was no bill, there was no confirmation, but he said it was because our country is in crisis. So I think in order for the Democratic Party to actually push back or do anything that's going to change where we are, I think you're going to have to see bold strokes. I think you're going to have to see things that you don't normally see. I think it's going to be a lot. So I would love to hear from the panel. What are some bold strokes that you would like to hear from, or that you would like to see the Democratic Party do? And I'll start. I want universal health care. I want universal health care. And it's not for me. It's for everybody else. Healthcare should be a human right. Why are we, a developed nation that has all of these resources at our fingertips, but people are afraid to go to the hospital? They're unaliving because they can't afford their medication. They would rather take an Uber than an ambulance because of the cost. We deserve universal health care. It's a human right. So that's my bold stroke. That's what the next person that runs for the president of the United States, I want them to support universal health care. Kiki, I'm going to start with you. What's your bold stroke that you want to see the Democratic Party actually champion?
I would like to actually see them get the minimum wage to an actual livable wage.
I know that's right. Kiki, you don't want to deal with the trickle down anymore?
It ain't working. By the time it gets to us, it's a mist. It ain't trickling nothing.
The trickling ain't trickling. I hear that, Kiki. All right. Carlito, what's a bold stroke that you would like to see the Democratic Party actually do?
So can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So given that, Trump is trying to consolidate power, I want the Democratic Party to give the judicial branch an arm to be able to, what is the word that I'm looking for? I want the judicial branch to have something like the Department of Justice, or something that allows them to enforce their orders. Because I'm not scared, but I'm worried that there's going to be a time where Trump is not going to follow the court's directions, and unfortunately, the DOJ is under the executive branch. So who's going to make Trump enforce these court orders? If that makes sense.
Yeah, I get it. Give them some teeth, right? I mean, you have the marshals, but the marshals fall under the executive branch, and so it's a whole thing. Okay, all right. Dean, what about you? What bold strokes would you like to see from the Democratic Party?
I'd kind of like to go along the lines of what Carlitos said, and let's not pussyfoot around this thing and add those extra justices to the Supreme Court. At
Pack
least
the
four.
court. Pack them.
It's what the Republicans have been practicing for decades, and the Democrats still haven't figured out how to catch up with that.
You're absolutely right.
Initially, it expanded based on the number of district courts in the United States. And there's 13 districts now and still 9 justices.
Yep.
So
Yep. You're
another
absolutely
thing I'd
right.
like to say is
Hold on, no,
figure
no, hold on,
out.
hold on. Hold on. Don't take it. You gotta wait. You gotta wait. Because you might take somebody else's. You gotta hold on. Maribel, what is a bold stroke that you would like to see the Democratic Party take?
I want to see more dedication to different communities. I was just reading an article here about Arizona, how Trump cut funding for mothers in recovery.
Mm-hmm.
And this really has to do with, people who have issues with substance abuse. And I think the problem here is people chalk people with substance abuse as a lost cause to society. And I take that personal because I was one of those 33 and a half years ago. So I was able to get a chance. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that people who are in this life and can find a way out with a little bit of help, that they matter. I would like to see something within the community. It's disturbing to read these articles of how he just keeps cutting stuff that's probably helping mothers and women who are just coming out from having a bad life. And now they're just getting screwed all over again.
Yep.
So I would like to see more community-based something from, I guess I'm losing my voice too while I'm at it, from the Democratic administration.
Got it. Sounds good. Okay. Haley, what bold strokes would you like to see from the Democratic Party?
I would honestly like to see protection protection from someone like Trump even running in the first place. In my opinion, which I'm sure you guys share the same opinion, someone who's been impeached, someone who is a felon, someone who has been found liable for rape, shouldn't even get a chance to run as president in the first place. Someone who tried to steal an election should never even get a chance to even run again. Ever. Doesn't make any sense to me that he was even given that chance.
Yeah.
So yeah,
No.
there's more protections for stuff like that.
Yeah. I agree with that one. I agree with that. Yeah, absolutely. Omega, what is a bold stroke that you would like to see from the Democratic Party?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. But if I had to say one, I would say along the lines of what Kamala was doing, make it where people could um, find a way to make a living wage without having to struggle for and having to go to college. Because my whole thing was going to lead back to eradicating college debt and tuitions. Period. I mean, we all know when people can achieve better, they do better, and crime goes down. So I mean, when people are out here actually getting educated, they're brighter. They make better decisions, and not only are they getting a great living wage, their poverty goes down and crime goes down along with it.
Yep. Nope. You're absolutely right. All right, perfect. And Jacob, Santana, Montana, Banana, Lakers in 5. W's in the chat for Jacob for that dollar donation and that Lakers in 5. Jacob, what bold strokes would you like to see the Democratic Party take?
Mainly, I think that what they need to do next is we need to make college way more affordable. One, we also need a student debt loan forgiveness plan because I think that's what's going to capture a lot of the younger crowd. And we also need to get a higher education because, I mean, I think what we need to do is we need to make it more appealing for the younger crowd also. So I feel like that's one big plan. So
Yeah, yeah. No, listen, it's a reason why they don't make college free. You know, that's a reason why it used to be free, but it's not free. If you know, you know. So let's do this. W's in the chat for Alejandro, who sent a $5 donation saying more affordable housing or higher pay and minimum wage jobs because house prices in Florida are way too high. Listen, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right about that. Also, W's in the chat for Stacy. Stacy, you're absolutely amazing. Stacy sent a $25 donation saying thanks for keeping us educated. Stacy, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for that donation. Thank you for being amazing, friend. You're absolutely way too wonderful. Guys, that means there's only $103 left in our nightly donation goal. I know we can close that out. It's only $103 left in our nightly donation goal. If 103 people send $1, we can close out our nightly donation goal, guys. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. If you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. Also, if you're over on YouTube, you can send a YouTube super chat and support that way. So this is what I'm going to do. If you are in the chat, and you have not heard something that you would like to see done as a bold stroke, if you're friendly and you want to make your voice heard as far as what you would like to see change, request up. Go ahead and request up and I'll swap some friendlies out because I would like to hear it, because I think it's important that we figure out what we want, right? Not only do I think it's important that we figure out what we want, I think it's important that we start saying the things that we want. We need to, not only do we need to say, oh, it would be nice to do this, nice to be that. No, we need to consolidate our voice. We need to actually understand what we want from our representatives, what we want from representation, and we need to double, triple, quadruple down on those things and tell people, if you want our vote, then we want these things. So if you have not heard something that you would want, go ahead and request up. Go ahead and request up, and I will give you an opportunity to share that thing. I'm going to say something that's bold. I'm going to say something that's bold. I think we need a new constitution. I think we need a new constitution. When the Constitution was written, it was written for white men that own land. This country is not, even though they like to think it is, this country is not just for white men that own land.
Facts.
So I feel like we need a new constitution. I mean, like, think about it. You rent an apartment. You got to sign a new lease every year, right? I mean, you get a driver's license. You got to go back and take your driver's license test again and, make sure you're still fit to actually drive on the road. You got a passport. After 10 years, you got to get a new passport so they can make sure that you're still you.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need a new constitution.
The crazy thing, people don't realize that the Constitution and those amendments and stuff were supposed to be revised every so often years. Just the intention of what it was supposed to be based on. But
I just want to add one more thing. I think that we honestly need to relook Citizens United and get the money out of politics. And I think the Democrats are at a crossroad in which they're going to have to decide if they are going to serve the people or if they're going to serve corporations, because they're equally as guilty too. Just to be completely honest with you.
Yep, absolutely.
One thing that Democrats
I was
need to
taking
fix.
in the comments. I never just finished it, but yeah, I feel that exact way. We need to keep money out of politics to keep everybody honest.
Yep, absolutely. So look, this is what I'm going to do, because we got a couple of friendlies jumping in the box, and we've got some people that want to share their voices. So Omega, Dean, Carlito, and Kiki, I'm going to drop you guys down, okay?
No problem. Thanks for having me up, man.
Right, thank you all. I love you all. I appreciate each and every one of you. You all are
appreciate
awesome.
it. Just one more thing, I'd like to see the Democrats actually step into their messaging and not this polite pussyfoot. It's like, when we do stuff, shout it.
Yep. And actually brag. Democrats don't know how to brag. They have no idea how to brag.
No,
Joe Biden did
built.
so much, but they can't brag.
Yeah, but it was like, oh well, no, we were okay. We did it. It's like, no, step into it with your
Yeah,
whole chest.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, Dean, I'm gonna drop you down. I appreciate you.
Santana, I appreciate it.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Are you
Haley,
able
I
to
can
hear
hear
me?
you. You
Oh,
keep
okay. Let me
having
put
red
this on.
bars.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's weird.
Yep. Haley, what would you like to see as a bold stroke from the Democratic Party?
Yeah, I wanted to add on to I don't know who exactly said it, but they were talking about the money in politics. I actually saw a comment recently on it on like I was just watching a random TikTok and it was talking about the election in Wisconsin with Susan Crawford and how she got so many more donations than him. And there was people in the comments from like other countries saying how odd it is that people that this even matters in the first place. Like, why does money even have a play in our elections? Like people like Elon, things like that. It just it's so normalized for us, but it shouldn't be. Like, it's no reason that we should have people donating things like that, especially that much amount of money in order to buy an election. It's not okay at all. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Nope. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think getting money out of politics is super important. I mean, Bernie Sanders has been beating that drum for so long, but yeah, we all know as long as they continue to get their pockets lined, they're not here for it. Okay, hold on. So let's do this. Let me let's do that. Okay, and then do that because there was sound. W said, why can't I read that one out loud, Jacob? That's funny. W's in the chat for Jacob, who sent the dollar donation. W's in the chat for Darius, who sent a $2 donation saying reparations for black people. I know that's right. I know that's right. Yeah, reparations for black people. W's in the chat for Lady Ball. Hey, Lady Ball. Lady Ball sent a dollar donation, said they need to grow a backbone and stand firm. Listen, exactly. Exactly. Stop being so weak. Guys, that means we are only $99 away from closing out our nightly donation goal. I know we can do it, guys. There's 500 people hanging out. If 99 people send $1, we can close out our nightly donation goal. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Best way to support the live. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. Let's start here. Chris, how are you?
Hey Santana, how are you?
I'm good, friend. Good.
I'm
What bold
good.
stroke would you like to see the Democratic Party do?
Oh my God. First time home buyers.
What about it?
I know Kamala had the policy to actually help them out with contributing an amount to help them first time home buyers. So
Hmm.
yeah, it would be a great help for like young people trying to, get out here and doing their work for sure.
Yeah. Listen, I think that's a lot to it as well because we do know for a fact that the fastest way to actually grow wealth is through real estate, through home ownership.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Mm-hmm.
that would actually strengthen the middle to lower class, giving them opportunity to actually become homeowners, and that way
Mm-hmm.
they can grow and pass on generational wealth. So I know that's right. Okay, okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Let's see. Native, how are you this evening, my friend?
What's up, sir? How's everybody doing?
Good. Listen, I know you got something good for me. What bold stroke would you like to see from the Democratic Party?
I mean, honestly, because I really do believe in one of the core foundations of America being our immigrants. I think our targeted community right now, a lot of the undocumented immigrants who are adding to our economy. I think something that the Democratic Party can do is instead of deporting them, obviously not criminals, but just undocumented people. I think if we just create a fast track way of citizenship for them, since they're already stimulating our economy, they have low crime rates. They're law-abiding citizens. They're not harming our community in any way. I think it will be a benefit for our economy. and for these people, not to get too like philosophical, but this is their native land, so I do think we should offer those benefits to them.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I think that would be a great way, like you said, not only to like boost our economy, but to boost our birth rate. I mean, like it would have so many benefits, so many benefits.
Yep.
All right, give me a second here. Sean, how are you, friend?
Good, man. How you doing?
Good. Sean, what bold stroke would you like to see the Democratic Party take?
I have three. The first
No,
one
no, no,
is
no. You only one because you're gonna take somebody else's.
okay. Fair enough. I'm gonna piggyback off the last guy. I think one, we should make sure that AB is allowed in the country entirely, but also that we should focus on our health and like our health and education on more than just like on all the races that are in America, because most medicine is only determined to like see how it helps white men. And I think that we need to figure out how it affects women, how it affects any other race, and to the actually care. And that's what I want to see happen.
Yeah, listen, that's a good one, and that's a great point because yeah, like a lot of studies, not only in medicine, but just in general, a lot of studies are predicated off of men, and a lot of like metrics that we have are based off of white men. So yeah, you're absolutely right. That is actually something. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of like, oh, sorry, I was just gonna say a lot of medicine affects people differently, and like they just go like, oh, this is how you should feel, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Same thing with tampons. They only tested how blood affects it in 2023, which is the
Okay.
wild thing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see here. V. How are you? V, are you there? I'm gonna send you a request to come off mute. V going once. V going twice. V, I'm gonna drop you down. Guys, Debbie's in the chat for Susie. Susie sent a $20 donation saying, keep up the awesome work. Susie, you're awesome. Thank you so much for that $20 donation. Also, guys, Debbie's in the chat for Omega. What up, bro? Who sent a $2 donation said, I think leftover campaign money should be donated to government funded programs. Listen, you said a word. You absolutely said a word. I agree. W's in the chat for Jacob, who sent a $1 donation, said Donald Trump, all talk, no game, Lakers in 5. Listen, guys, Lakers gonna win championship this year. I don't care what nobody say. We going all the way.
Where do you know where the money goes now?
Yeah, they can. I think they keep it in like a trust, and they can. No, Hawk, you don't know specifically, or were you saying no? The Lakers weren't gonna win a championship? Because if you're saying no, the Lakers weren't gonna win a championship, I'm gonna mute you. Which one? Oh yeah, they get to use it. Okay. All right. Yeah, I thought so. It goes into like their trust or whatever, and they can still use those funds.
Okay.
Yep. Guys, that means now we're only, what is that, $76 away from closing out our nightly donation goal. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Santana Speaks 24. Best way to support the live. Everything is accepted. Anything's appreciated. Tech Memphis. What bold stroke would you actually like to see? Don't put those eyes beside Lakers, Hawk. I will mute you. We don't do Lakers slander here. Tech Memphis. What bold stroke would you like to see from the Democratic Party?
It's coming from my career. I want to see a push and a focus on cybersecurity in the government and how it's handled among people in office, not just how it's handled on a corporate type level, not just how it's handled, in transmissions and data, but how it's handled among people.
Yeah,
I
no.
want, like some sort
Wait,
of
so Tech Memphis, you're not good with people, people just using Signal? Like, you got a problem with that?
Oh yeah, dude,
They might as well just been on Snapchat.
I've been in discussions with that among my peers for days. Um, but no, I want to see a push and a focus towards that and how it should be understood on a national level.
Yep.
I just feel like it's just not there. And there's not even like a national cybersecurity or cyber information officer position in government.
Yep. No, I mean they're making up like what the Office of Cryptocurrency and all this other stuff. Why shouldn't we have someone specifically targeting cybersecurity? And even when we talk about like the DoD rolling back the certain initiatives that they have with Russia, like I mean there should be an overall focus, not just like when it comes to those international things, but like everyday people getting scammed. Like people are losing money online just because they're easily scammed. Like those type of
I
things as
agree.
well.
It could be considered even in like epidemic among older individuals, people with Alzheimer's, dementia, the elderly.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
mean, CEOs and business owners have lost companies and title positions and whole careers for less.
Yep, I completely agree. Okay, so I'm gonna come to Corey because Corey, I want you to answer the question. But after Corey, I got a curveball for everybody. Corey, what's one bold stroke that you would like to see from the Democratic Party?
An expansion of USAID funded by defunding Israel.
I saw you say that in the chat. I started to steal that one. You want to expand on that one, Corey?
Yeah, take all of the money that we give Israel for no reason because they are not a quote unquote ally that contribute to us in any way, and put it into USAID and continue to fight fascism and prevent it from happening anywhere else again.
Yep. Speaking of which, and I saw this scroll across my screen from Al Jazeera. Israel announced a major expansion of hold on. Israel announced a major expansion of military operations in Gaza and says large areas of enclave will be seized. Corey, defund Israel. Yep. All right, so we're gonna do a thing. We're gonna do a thing, guys. We're gonna do a thing. So last time I'm calling it out, but guys, we do have $76 left in our nightly donation goal. We got almost 500 people here. If 76 people send $1, we can close that out, and we can close out our nightly goal. With that being said, we understand that in order to get anything bold, there's certain things that have to happen. You have to either be willing to do something that no one's ever done before, or you got to get the people out of the way that actually are stopping those bold things. So for myself, the thing that I said that I would like to see happen, the first thing was universal health care. So the bold thing that I'm willing to actually do personally, raise my taxes. I'm willing to pay more in taxes. I'm actually willing to pay a lot more in taxes if that means that people that need universal health care can actually get health care. Let's do that. Now, with that being said, there are certain people within the Democratic Party who just won't do it. I think Nancy Pelosi needs to go. It's time for you to go, Nancy. We got to get her up out the paint. Peace. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to start with Jacob. Jacob, name one thing that you're willing to do or give up for your bold stroke, or one person that you need to go to actually get that thing to happen.
Can you come back to me?
Sure, I'll come back to you. Tech Memphis, you're off mute, so I'm going to pick on you. Name one bold thing that you're willing to do to actually get that, or name one thing that you're willing to do to get that bold stroke that you want, or someone that you think you need to get them out of the way in order to get something done.
Oh gosh.
And it has to be someone from the Democratic side. Because you can't say get rid of Trump, because yes, we would all get rid of Trump and Mitch McConnell and Mike Johnson and Marjorie Taylor Greene and like all of them. So it can't be them.
Oh, for sure. But it's not so much getting rid of somebody; it'd be adding someone.
Okay, I'll hear it out.
I want to see somebody that's more, like I said, more public spaced in information and security. That's out there, that has been somewhat even involved with government. Maybe even someone who's targeted them in the past, possibly. As bold as that sounds, but somebody who could work with them, somebody who actually understands and could help iterate and explain things that need to be understood by those people.
Okay. All right. Haley, coming to you. What's something that you would be willing to do or give up to get bold action, or who's someone that needs to get out of the way that you want them gone?
I'm definitely willing to pay more in taxes in order to have more protection for like our children, like food wise. Like we should not have children like wondering when they're gonna have their their meal of the day. Like the fact that we have Trump, well, I read something about him defunding money for it was a program for children to for food. Like that we shouldn't have. I'm willing to pay more money for stuff like that.
I know that's right. Let the babies eat.
Yeah, like
let the babies eat. I know that's right. Okay. Maribel, what is something that you're willing to do or give up to get your bold strokes, or who needs to get out of the way?
I was thinking about Christian Gillibrand. She started off so strong. And now I think what happens is they get there too long and they forget that they're working for the people and not for themselves.
Yeah.
So she would have to go in order for community to be successful.
Yep. I completely agree with that. Okay. Native, what's something that you're willing to do or give up in order to get your bold strokes, or what's someone that just needs to go?
Well, you already took Nancy Pelosi out. I'm sorry. I kind of think Nancy needs to go. But as far as what
Nancy got to go.
Yeah. As far as
I'll never forget her for the what is it, the Kente and taking the knee. I'll never forgive her for that. I never. Hold on.
That had the funniest memes.
Hold on.
Oh my gosh. That shit was funny.
Hold on. This crap right here.
Yes. Oh
I will never forgive them for this. Ever. Never forget.
Terrible. That had some of the. I will say that did produce some of the funniest memes.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. But something I'm willing to do. So like I already work with adults and people who are for like career readiness, as far as getting resumes together, interview coaching, and things like that. But as far as like how I would kind of correlate that to where I feel passionate about is pathway to citizenship for people who've been here is getting them ready for the workforce. I don't think all these undocumented immigrants, they're not specifically all just useful in the manual labor. A lot of them are very smart. A lot of them can take jobs that are in corporate America. They just need help as far as interviewing, having the right resumes. And I'd be willing to work with people with, obviously not charging them or anything to get them ready for the workforce. So that's the labor I would put in.
Okay. Absolutely. Jacob, coming back to you. I know you asked me to come back. Jacob, do you have your answer now?
Yeah, I think Chuck Schumer needs to get out.
I'm surprised no one has said that yet. I'm surprised that it took this long to get back to you before someone said Chuck Schumer. Tell me why.
Well, really, he just focused on the status quo of policies, and he never wants to do like the bold, like transformative policies, or like just like speak about them.
Yep. No, you're absolutely right. I think that and that's what happens, and I say this all the time. I hate when politicians play politics. And I think that goes back to when, people stay around for way too long and they end up, becoming just such a part of the machine. So, okay. And last but not least, Corey, what is something that you're willing to do or give up, or someone that just needs to get gone?
Chuck Schumer. I know we just covered.
You can't do that, Corey.
No, I'm going to though. He's a spineless coward. I can't. Chuck Schumer and anybody that's already sat in the Senate for 10 or more years. If you've already been there that long, go. If you're over 70, you're out of touch. You don't know what's happening. You don't. There's no reason for you to be there. You're useless to an everyday American who works all day and has family to take care of and pays for health care.
Yep. I see Heidi in the chat said Chuck Grassley. It's gotta be someone on your side. Okay, Corey. W's in the chat for Jen, who sent a $2 super chat over on YouTube, said, "Thank you for everything you're doing. I appreciate you." Jen, I appreciate you even more. Thank you so much, guys. W's in the chat for Jen for that $2 donation. Listen, you guys missed one. You better not say Bernie. Hazy girl, you're gonna get muted. You better not say Bernie. Dang it, Carlito. I was about to say we missed someone, and then I was about to do this, but Carlito beat me to it. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that this name did not come up. I'm absolutely flabbergasted that not one time did this name come up.
Wait, what was his name? I forgot about
John Fetterman.
Oh. Was he in PA or Jersey? Who is
he? He's in PA.
Yeah.
He's in PA. He sucks. That's like if you buy a lemon. You buy a lemon and yeah, that's the thing. All right, guys. So last but not least, yeah, Joe Manchin too. Joe Manchin as well. Absolutely. Joe Manchin as well. So last but not least, I think that a lot of times we think about like progression, right? And we think about like expanding rights and more freedoms and more liberties and all of these types of things. This is the last question I have for the panel, and it's going to be kind of controversial. What is a right, freedom, or entitlement that we have currently that you think that maybe we don't need that anymore. Maybe we shouldn't be able to do this anymore. Maybe we need to take a look and roll this back. And I'm going to start, and I think I'm going to take the best one. But I think we need more 2A restrictions.
No,
Like,
you're fine.
yeah, I know. That's why I said I'm going to start. And honestly, I would be fine if we went as far as like European countries, right? Where you're not, allowed to own pew-pews. That's my opinion. I would be perfectly fine with that. As a 2A member, I would be perfectly fine with that. Native, coming to you. What's something that you think that, a freedom that you're willing to give up, something that needs to be rolled back? What do we need less of that we have?
I don't know. I mean, this is just me personally. I'm willing to give up a little bit of security in order for. What I mean by that is, like.
I said this was gonna be controversial. Don't get up here humming and hawing. No, say it with your chest.
Like, okay, so if the government needs to collect, I don't know.
Just say it. Why are you hesitating to say it?
I don't mind the government being in my business if they feel. I don't mind the government taking measures that would quote unquote interfere with like your rights of privacy or whatever, and if it ensured national security.
Listen, I agree with that.
Like, I'm not hiding anything.
If my FBI agent has to look through my my camera phone to see me a little bit more just to make sure that we're safe, I'm good with it.
Look at your own risk. Yeah.
I mean, listen, I know my FBI agent just gets a kick out of me because I wish you guys could see me when I'm not on camera. Like, I legitimately, this is me all the time. Like, seriously. So, okay. Got it. W's in the chat for Susie. Susie sent a $2 donation saying, audit all elected officials once a year. Listen, if we audit all elected officials once a year, we would only be left with Bernie and AOC. W's in the chat for Susie for that $2 donation. Guys, so that means now we're only $74 away from closing out our nightly donation goal. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in Linktree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Best way to support the live. Everything's accept anything's appreciated. Corey, what do we need less of? What freedom are you willing to give up? What are you willing to roll back on? What is with the deep side? Why are y'all so quiet now? Listen, no, just say it. Listen, everybody got big opinions when they get to be like progressive and bold and all this stuff. No, just say it. Say it.
So, I'd be fine with my PPUs being like heavily restricted. Not, you can't take them. That's. I'm a whole single mom. I got a house to protect, a household.
Corey said you can't take my poo poo.
You can't take my poo poo. But not trying to figure out how to word it. You know what? I think there's very specific symbols and flags that are currently protected by our like freedom of speech.
Oh, certain stuff should no longer be covered under freedom of speech.
No, you can't schnazi salute. No, you can't have,
So you're willing to give up some freedom of speech? Okay.
I don't know if you can say that on here.
You said it.
Schnazi symbols.
No, don't say schnazi.
I said schnazi.
Oh, I thought you said the end.
I didn't.
Okay.
Also, don't accuse me of that.
Corey, I could have sworn like we had an open agreement. Like, what happened to the open agreement where we just punched Nazis in the face? Like, I just thought that's what we did. Let me see a Schnazi.
I was raised in my mom's house, and my mom taught me that the only good schnapps is an unalived one.
Yep.
So that's where I stand on that. Confederate flag also. I don't think that should be a flag that can.
Yep. I saw Hawk said that. And
Yeah.
Glorious Bastards is one of my favorite movies. If you know, you know. All right. Haley, I know I sold yours earlier. But what's something you're willing to give up? A freedom or something that you feel like maybe we don't need as much of that anymore?
This kind of goes along with Corey, but just a just a tad bit more of censorship, a little bit on this people like what is his name? The guy who after the election went with the whole like your body, my choice thing.
Oh, Nick
Like
Fuentes.
just
Yep.
people like that, just the whole red pill, like it's
Mhm,
definitely
mhm.
okay if we censor people like that because it has definitely made like put a major toll on our younger generation. We've seen what that has caused with our younger generation, especially with men. So yeah, I'm definitely okay with things with a little bit more censorship.
I know that's right. Okay. Let's see here. Maribel, what freedom or rights are you taking away from us now?
Oh my God. Like I'm listening to everybody and I'm like, yeah. So with the pew pew thing, look, from what I understand in Canada, you have to keep it under lock and key. You have to keep the trigger part locked and you have to keep it locked in a lock. So I would be willing to compromise with the multiple locks and you just can't have it out for fun. And I know people will not like that restriction, but if it's a restriction where you allow the police officers or inspectors come in at any time to make sure that they are locked up, then I would like to see that. And I may be the most hated person on the planet for that, but I think
Maribel said, "Got it locked up, who won't let me out? Who won't let me?" Okay.
I'm
All
sorry,
right.
y'all, with the 2A pew pew, but
Listen.
it's for the benefit of our children who need to go to school and be safe.
Listen, Maribel, you might make them mad, but somebody got to do it. Okay. Also, guys, Debbie's in the chat for Lori, who sent a $5 donation saying for the head start on the dollar challenge. Come on, y'all, we can do it. Yeah, listen, we're only, what is that? Quick maths. That's 19, $69. 69. Hey, baby, we're 69 away. I hear her screaming from the other room. Stop. We're 69 away. As a matter of fact, I don't even want any more donations now. I just want to stay at 69. Don't tell me to stop. We're 69. We're 69 away. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. All the pay links are in the link tree. I'm married. I don't care. All the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Best way to support the live. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. Tech Memphis. What is a freedom or right or something that you think that we need a little bit less of?
I've been sitting here trying to think of a unique answer or something different to everybody else's, but I also wanted to fall back on the 2A stuff as a card member myself.
Yeah.
I mean, you grew up in the South as well, and you know as well as I do, there's 6 and 7-year-olds out here that know the hunter safety course and how to handle a pew pew better than some 21, 25, and even 40-year-olds out here.
You're absolutely right. I mean, in the South, it is a way of life, and it's interesting. Yeah, I completely agree.
And a means of providing.
Yeah, it is.
But I'd be willing to give up to give up some things, and things for that. And if I had to pick something completely different than everybody else, the only other thing that comes to mind would probably be some outlandish research grants or something out there that I don't know about.
Okay. Okay. All right. Perfect. Last but not least, Jacob. Jacob, what do you got? What freedom or right are you rolling back? What are you trying to actually, give up?
Um, I've been trying to think about this, but I okay. So for like a new one, I think there's certain cases where people shouldn't be able to vote.
I know that's right. Speak on it.
I mean, I just feel like there's like some cases where like I just don't think people should be able to like vote. So like I think anyone in prison, I don't think they should be able to vote, to be honest. And I don't know. I guess some other cases, but
Yeah, no, listen, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna say it, whatever. Like, why is it that my vote counts the same as Reppin's vote when Reppin got catfished by a Kamala Harris video? Like, yeah, I know. Like, I think that you should be able to, like, if you don't know the three branches of the government, how are you voting? I'm sorry. Like, if you can't answer what are the three branches of the government, or better yet, if you can't even say how many branches of the government there is, like, what are we talking about? I don't know about that one, Hawk, because I don't even know if I would be able to pass a constitutional civics test. I don't know if I can pass that one. I can tell you how many branches of the government there is. I don't know if I can do all the rest of it because I've seen those tests, and those tests are extremely hard. He said study. I mean, that's a point. That's absolutely a point. Okay. W's in the chat for Omega, I guess W's or L, whichever one, who sent a dollar donation saying this is for Hana. Now it's 68. Yes, it's 68 now. Yes, the W's in the chat for Omega for that dollar donation. We have $68 left in the nightly donation goal. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24, best way to support the live. Listen, panel, one last thought, because there was something that no one thought of, and I might be willing. Thank you for that. Hi, April. I might be willing to give up on some of this capitalism stuff. Yeah, I feel like I'm more of a socialist anyway. I don't know if I'm a full blown communist. I don't know if I can say I can lean into communism, but I might be like capitalism seems kind of cooked. I mean, panel, am I off basis? Because I feel like capitalism is cooked.
No, I definitely agree.
Whatever, Alina. No, it's not no Comrade Santana. You said you agree, Haley.
Yeah.
Why so?
I think we've gotten to a point where it's just like, is it capitalism or are you just scamming people? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think the fact that so much of the money, like the wealth, is coalesced between so many like people, and there's so many people that actually need the things,
yeah,
and they can't get the things because everybody else has the things. Like it's
exactly.
and the way that like everything is driven, it's like I don't know. Like, hold on, let me see if my mom is watching. Wait, I don't think she's watching right now. Let me just double check. Okay, she's not watching. Like, fuck Elon Musk, right? Like, what are we doing?
I was gonna say Elon Musk. Like, people
Yeah,
praise him so much. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, he literally built his entire dwarfed on the backs of the lower class, and then just shits in their face every single day.
Yeah, yeah. I see. Zoe said overconsumption is wild. We need limits. Yeah, I mean, like I agree. I agree. And so, like, I think there's something to be said about. Again, I'm not saying, I'm not saying what Alina's saying because no, don't call me comrade. But maybe we can do with a little, do with a little bit without. Oh, that's what I said. Zoe. I'm sorry, Zoe. Yeah, Zoe said that. But maybe we can do a little bit less of the capitalism. Corey, am I wrong? Zoe, yeah, that's what I said, Zoe.
I think that there's a
I
lot of
said Zoe.
regulations to protect consumers in a lot of ways, but there's not enough regulation on actual like financial protection is protection. And these corporations are price gouging, and the prices aren't only up like because of inflation. They're up because these companies can, and we continue to give them our money because I mean we have to eat. So financial protection for consumers, preventing corporations from price gouging goods that we all use. And also eat the rich.
Eat the rich. Absolutely eat the rich. Okay. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. Pass around the panel. Last thoughts, final thoughts, final thoughts. I'm gonna start with Tech Memphis. Tech Memphis. Final thoughts. What do you got for us?
Just everybody be safe.
Absolutely.
Be safe. Watch out. Watch out for each other.
Yeah, listen.
That's all.
Tech Memphis, we are family. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop you down. Jacob, final thoughts. What do you got?
I think what we saw today with Senator Booker was a right direction. I think that finally someone who made an awesome speech just finally just got out to the people, and he really stood up for our rights. And he acknowledged everything that was bad. So I mean, I just think that was the right step for us. And now that we won that election too, I mean, everything's starting to go in a better path. So.
Nope. I completely agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. It was amazing to watch. I appreciate you coming up, my friend.
Yeah, boy. Yep, no problem. Have a great one.
You as well. Haley, final thoughts.
Just don't give up. Continue to educate. Continue to stand against what's happening right now in our government. I know sometimes it could be like very like discouraging. Considering like today we had Florida special elections, and then Wisconsin right after. So it's like we see some type of change, and then we see it going backwards constantly. So just definitely don't give up and continue to fight the fight.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Haley. I appreciate you.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Maribel, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Finding ways to work as a collective. Yes, protect ourselves at the same time. Have faith. Don't give up. Stay informed. Stay educated.
Absolute, and stay dangerous, friend.
Yes. Thank you, Santana. I really appreciate you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Good night.
Good night. Native. Final thoughts.
I guess my final thoughts, I would like to recite a 20-minute Malcolm X speech for my last.
You can try it. You can try it.
No,
my wife sent me a message saying, wrap it up, she is tired.
No, I'm joking. I just want people to know, don't let the right continues to gaslight you by saying, if you're calling out things that certain people are saying as being problematic, as being anti-black, anti-LGBT, or anti-whatever, continue to call them out. Like them saying that those are just talking points, or quote unquote, people are tired of liberals just using those talking points. That's not true. We need to continue to call them out. Let's not be desensitized to the harmful rhetoric that they are saying, and also do not believe what they are saying about somehow the country is moving more right and they're winning. They won by a fluke. Yeah, the Democratic Party had some mishaps. Kamala was thrown in there midway through. She didn't get a full chance to really the campaign. So we do need to regroup, restructure our messaging, but we're still in this. A lot of Americans are still more left-leaning, or are still more humanitarians. We're not moving more to the right. Don't let them gaslight you. We got this, guys.
I know that's right. Absolutely, absolutely. Native, I appreciate you so much.
Yep, appreciate you too.
Thank you. Corey.
Hi.
Corey, don't tell anybody, but I saved the best for last. Final thoughts.
I'm tired. Look into your local elections, find out when they are, find out who's running, find out what's on the ballot. Know what you're voting for and go and vote. And make your friends go and vote.
Absolutely. Corey, I appreciate you so much. All right, guys. We're going to get out of here, right? But before we do, I want to draw everyone's attention to the actual thing on the screen, right? If you can see on the screen, it says 4/3/2025, Santana versus Jessica Simone. For those who don't know, this Thursday at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. No, I don't have an imposter that just joined my panel. That's my backup. I will actually be battling Jessica Simone. I don't do battles. Guys, I don't do battles. I genuinely don't even have interest in the battle. But now it's about pride, right? So we have a battle. And Jessica Simone has been taking shots. I think that's the light and easy way to say it. Jessica Simone has been taking shots. So this Thursday, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific, she and I are going to battle. And I need your support. I need your back. I need you to have my back. I need you to help me. Can't do it without you guys, right? And with that being said, Jessica Simone was taking shots. It's interesting. Jessica Simone was taking shots. So what I'm going to do, I made a video, right? So Jessica Simone decided that she was going to go around to my friends' lives and recruit my friends. Nasty work, right? It's a TikTok battle. Like it's rounds and gifts and everything. So Jessica Simone said that she went to my friends' panels and said that she was going to recruit them. So I made a friendly video saying like, hey, support Santana. But then Jessica Simone made a not so nice, she made a very nasty video, as Trump would say. Not a very nasty, what a nasty video. It was a nasty video, right? So I made one in return. And I want to share the video. if the Justice League shows up.
Did you hear what he just said? Are you gonna get the Justice League on little old lady Queen me? What? And this is the same red button that Drake had? I really, really, really hope so. I can't believe that you're about to drop the red button on me. Well, let me let you in on a little secret. We are the Avengers, and this is the end game.
I know what I must do. I will shred this universe down to its last atom. It always will be. I am inevitable. You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back today. I get those goosebumps every time I need.
And I'm hoping that the Justice League shows up.
Did you hear what he just said?
Yeah. So I say all that to say, oh, look who's in the chat now. Look who's in the chat now. Yeah. This Thursday, it's on. It's absolutely on. Anyway, guys, we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna get out of here. I love you all. Thank you all. Thank you for all the likes, the taps, the shares. Thank you for being amazing. I love you guys. And I know we're gonna get out of here, right? Forgot to turn it down. Thank you guys for having my back. Go watch the video, share the video, repost the video. I love you all. And as always, peace.